Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Sound Stream. Yes, I'm wearing a new hat. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy hat that I got from Disney Movie Insiders, and it's pretty cool. And that's why I'm wearing it, because, yeah. Anyways, how you guys doing? Welcome to our stream. It is mostly, the news today. There's a bunch of tiny stories. Like, there's like 6 stories, but they're all small discussions. So it's just going to make it like it's going to be like 3 stories, essentially.
The news roundup.
It's a news roundup. It's just like we have one thing to talk about from each franchise. So that'll be kind of fun. But in our voice chat, of course, since Ryan said words first, he can introduce himself as the Ryan, the Dark Claw 643.
Hi, everybody.
That was louder than I expected. And then, of course, we have Fighter Cows, who will probably answer a lot quieter.
Hey, I see you got a new hat.
I got a new hat.
Hi,
I didn't spend a dime on it. I just redeemed points.
Dr. Nick.
Anyways.
Flammable?
Yeah. So I'm gonna run a poll right now. While we chat with the chat.
One day, Kelsey to do the Troy McClure like interest. Like, hello, my name is Fire Kelsey. You might remember me from.
I should do that. I surprised I haven't.
All right, so I'm gonna run a poll as to which thing we're talking about first. Ryan, how about you tell us who's in the chat?
So in the chat, welcome Ateki T, SA4 Jason, Josh Ferrick, Common Jojo, Spin Dash 654, Toma K, Andrews, Zero Films, and Donnie Pearson.
Welcome, everybody. I put up a poll.
Everyone had a nice Mother's Day here.
Yes, I had a nice...
did. Go ahead.
Do you have any weird stories from your Mother's Day experience?
That we can safely tell on you. That we can safely tell on YouTube.
Yeah, I can safely tell. Yeah. Oh, plenty. Just there was a lot of drinking to be had. 2 dogs that I never met just started fighting each other.
Well, isn't that just dogs? Isn't that just dogs in general?
Well, the thing is, we kept yelling at their owner, like, "Hey, get them!" And they were just like, "Er?" And the dog's like fighting right under my mom's legs while she's sitting. They're both like fighting. It's like, could you at least get them to fight away from me?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my mom, we took my mom out to dinner yesterday. That was fun. She met an old friend again who has been working at the Olive Garden and has like seen her multiple times but never had time to say hi. So that was a weird, crazy coincidence, honestly.
Did Gun give you all garden cards?
Every time I see old friends that my mom knows from school, they're always like really messed up people.
Oh,
I was like, I used to go to school with that person. I'm like, oh boy, that's.
I got invited to, like, my high school's doing a 10-year anniversary reunion apparently. And someone's like, "Do you want to be part of the planning?" I'm like, "No, but I'll go maybe."
I rather say 50.
Mine was canceled.
Really?
Yeah. Mine was canned.
Dang. They're just
everybody was broke.
Nobody could afford to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was broke.
I'm worried if I go to my high school reunion, I'm going to eventually find a dead body in the bathroom somewhere.
That's already happened at my high school, so, you know.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, no, it's...
No, my high school just had somebody doing things that I can't say on stream in the bathroom, and they caught him, and he had to go to jail.
There's a
and
lot
also
of there's a lot of marching band stories I can never tell on stream.
Me being threatened with expulsion just because I was in MS-DOS mode.
Well, if you people in the chat, if you want to hear Sounds marching band stories, you can't tell on YouTube. Go check out tomorrow's stream on the Geek Fighter.
Oh yeah, I could tell some of them tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's funny too because I got messaged by somebody I literally haven't talked to since high school, and she was like, "Hey, we're planning this thing." I'm like, "Cool." I'll join the Facebook group. You know, like we'll see if it goes off. Like, you know, that's always the thing. Is like, Spin Dash says his 10-year reunion was garbage. Some catered food in a cash bar in a party room, in a bar's party room, and everyone sat at some tables in the same cliques as in high school. That's what I feel like will happen too, and that's why I kind of want to go for the drama.
If
I've
Joey,
been to a high school reunion as an employee,
Oh,
if
really?
Joey ever makes,
and
if
it was just
Joey-
drinking.
If
Yeah.
Toei ever does a reunion movie for Forze, they need to call it like Forze High School Reunion Special. or something like that.
Anamakawa High School reunion.
Reunion, yeah.
Yeah, like it's everyone's telling like funny.
That's
school
where
stories.
I fell out of love with beer. By the way, that high school reunion.
I
There
believe
was
it.
so many bottles I threw out. I just was like, I'm never no.
I'm
Sick of it.
Yeah, any kind of situation with like heavy, like I don't like drinking because of situations with heavy drinking I've been in, and I'm like,
but you don't talk
I
about
don't want to deal
drinking.
with this.
Besides everybody else drinking, they kept offering me beer like every
Ugh.
2 seconds. I'm like, I am not a beer. You're
That's-
not?
that's-
No. You're
that's
not?
the problem.
No.
That's the problem. Is like when you don't drink and you go into situations with heavy drinking, it is the worst. Like
Yep.
until everybody is too drunk to notice, like they'll keep offering you stuff all night.
I'm lucky to fortunate enough never been in that scenario where because I don't think anyone. I think even like if some of our family members, like I know my parents don't drink, but even if some of my family members do drink, I don't think it's like a heavy drinking. It's just like some
Mhm.
like two glasses at very most.
Proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a
Moderation.
self control.
My family doesn't know moderation, which is another reason why I don't, because I even told them the only thing that I'm even tempted with is rosé wine. That's about it. And even then, I'm not I'm not a fiend for it.
There's a lot of talk.
But we got
about,
Ultraman.
There's a lot of talk about CSM double stuff.
It
You
seems like
guys keep
Ultraman's
chatting
winning
about
the
it because I
poll.
don't know much about it.
Speaking
Psycho-O's
of
mentions why he doesn't drink is because he started drinking and then bought a bunch of stuff. I remember seeing the aftermath of that. I was like, what the hell did you do? Like, don't ever, like, if you ever are drinking, just don't have any apps available for you to buy stuff.
Oh, and then one of my
You're gonna
family
regret-
members, I remember.
Yeah, you're gonna regret.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
bank account will be
One of
lower.
my family members was like, you're in your 30s and you're not living, man. I'm like, just because I'm not drinking doesn't mean
Right.
I'm not living.
No, I'm pretty livelier than the people that have to drink to be lively.
Seriously, if I'm-
Common
if I'm-
Jojo says, I was a good boy. I've never been to a school party. I don't know if I did any like non-band related parties in high school, to be honest.
I never. They invited me.
never-
I was cool enough to be invited.
Yeah,
But I
but you
didn't
never
care.
wanted to go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If I like drink alcohol, I'm gonna probably go to an actual proper bar with actual like different flavor, like actually with a proper bartender.
Exactly.
Mm.
Because
If I
like,
have
there's always a difference between actual like shaken martinis versus just a beer bottle or beer
yeah.
can.
Exactly. My family just loves their typical beer bottles. I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't it, chief.
Mm.
Not for me, especially, like I
Toma-
said, after that reunion.
Thomas says her 20th reunion was all right. Talked to some people, ate some food, didn't stay too long. I feel like that's what I would do too. Like I'd just go and then like talk to some people, and then like if I'm not like reconnecting with somebody, I would probably just like leave. I don't like staying at parties that long.
Revving up.
I went to a friend's birthday party a couple weeks ago, and it was like outdoors, it was like a picnic setting, and I helped him clean up. And he was like, "Thanks for staying and cleaning up. Everybody else just bailed." And I was like, "Yeah, you're welcome." Like I didn't mind. Toma's got the perfect comment. I don't drink. I'd rather spend money on stuff like books and tokusatsu. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
The amount of
pretty
money I
much.
see people spend on alcohol, and I'm like, look, somebody's
Exactly.
like, that super complete selection animation D scanner's expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but think about all the alcohol I didn't buy, and look how I can afford that now. So,
How did you get a PS5, Jerry? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't spend money on food when I go out, and I don't go out. I don't go out often. I don't spend money on food that often, and I don't buy drugs or drinks. So that's why I can have this thing
But we're not living, apparently.
that plays cool music. I'm living right now because I can spirit
Exactly.
evolve into Agnemon. And
Exactly.
yes, there will be a video on this later that you can see better than me holding it up to a screen.
I don't even know what.
Speak of No, you got the right song. You got the right song, Jerry. Surprisingly.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
nice.
But yeah, this video's coming not this week, but next week. I just need time to film it. It's the fun stuff.
speaking of Ultraman,
Yeah.
since it looks like that's winning,
Ultraman's
final
winning by a large margin.
the
Yep.
final season of the Ultraman anime came out last week, and
Yes.
I watched it. I watched it, and I really enjoyed it because I know it's I think now fully divergent the manga, but like I actually like the story to tell because I think what it is with when if an anime is gonna tell a story, my only rule is I hope it feels like the source material because I think that's the problem of some anime.
I know
for
that
example,
season 2 of the anime was just like we're pivoting
It's
into
a
a
mo-
different direction. Yeah,
season
it was
2
a
was
left
just a
turn.
movie. It
Yeah,
was just a movie. It was like 6 episodes that combined to like a 2-hour movie.
yep,
Where thankfully season 3 is a proper 12 episodes, and I
that's
really
good.
like. Well, I think I really like the story decisions they did, and the animation. Like, it's so weird because it was one of those things where the animation is really smooth and nice now, and the action
Mhm.
choreography is great. But it really took me like a whiplash where like whenever they flash back to season 1, I forgot how choppy the animation was in season 1. Like they're kind of doing that
Yeah.
like low frame rate style in season 1. They go like, oh wow, was the animation that choppy back in back in season 1?
It was. It was. That's actually what got me to not want to watch it after a few episodes.
Yeah, but no,
For
thankfully,
context, I haven't seen season 3 yet, and the reason why is because I put out 3 hours worth of Ultraman videos last week, and if I heard a single shuwash, I was probably going to explode. Speaking of, if you haven't caught the fact that I put out 3 hours worth of Ultraman video last week between every fusion card in the Orb Ring and every fusion card in the Dark Ring, that's totally a thing. And my cursor's not totally working on OBS at the moment, but yeah, it legitimately speaking, let's see if I fixed it now.
What's great is one of the
I did not want to hear any more sound of Ultraman.
You don't hear it anymore. Chua,
Yeah.
chua, chua.
I couldn't do it. I'm good now, like because I just took the rest of last week off of making videos. And I did some like cleaning, and I apologize for adjusting my stream in the middle of the stream. It's not working the way I want it to. But anyways, I really I'm glad those videos are doing well because I thought they would fall flat on their face, but they're competing with the actual reviews. So
I think probably why because I don't think even like I think most where even some of the Japanese videos do this, they're always separated. Like there's always separated.
Yeah, like K2 Ezo's great, but he like does a separate video for each card, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Where it's like here's all compass. For
and
example.
then also I don't want to brag, but I put chapter times, which is a thing a lot of reviewers don't do. Like if you're just looking for a certain part, you can just click it and go, I want to look at these kaiju, I want to look at these ultras. Muteki T, thanks for the comment of appreciating the images, because that's why it took me days to edit. Because I mean I did I sort of cheated it like in a way, because it's like once I did like all the ultra fusions, I could just copy and paste the image and text layers over to the Dark Ring video and like vice versa. But it was just, this is like the amount of work to do all these was intense. It was easier when I got to editing the Dark Ring part of the Dark Ring one. I just copied it all from the fusion card set, but I reshot the ultra stuff because of the audio wasn't consistent with my older videos, so I had to like reshoot all of that. And then I'll obviously shoot the stuff in the opposite rings that hadn't been shot before, but then I could just copy and paste. So it didn't take me as long as it could have. Like I popped out both videos at the same time, but it was still like a ton of hours of editing and just having to listen to sounds and check it over.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you just hear all you hear just
more specifically, I found the Orb Ring was pleasant. The Dark Ring is like all the time. It's just growling at you, and it gets draining.
Please, sir, don't hurt me.
Yeah, exactly.
I question: do you hear the orb ding like sound every once in a while now?
Sort of. I spent like I finished the videos on Tuesday night. I finished both videos, or no, Tuesday before Jerry's stream. I finished both videos, and because I had to render for 5.5 hours. And then I uploaded them, and then they're all set, and I just left them, and I didn't interact with anything Ultraman related. Like I didn't hear anything Ultraman related. I tweeted about Ultraman stuff, but I didn't actually like listen to any of it because I think that was how I separated from the whole project. But
yeah. I'm just imagining, the pic of Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy of like, the animation's done now, sir.
Yes,
with him all tired holding the animation reel. That's Soundout. I'm just imagining.
That's pretty much that was pretty much how it went.
And the best part is, one of the news topic for Ultraman, it's more Orb stuff, technically.
Yeah, that's our first news topic is the Tamashii Lab Jashinken, which is Juggler's sword. It's not an Ultra replica, it's a Tamashii Lab, which means it looks like an actual sword, not a toy, because there never was a toy.
Actual weapon.
Yeah, it looks great. As far as I know, it has no sound effects or electronics work. It's just a really, really nice sword. It doesn't have a sheath either. It's just the sword and a couple little stand pieces. It looks gorgeous, but I just don't want to. I don't want to say I don't want to buy it. I don't know if I want to spend $190 right now on it. I'm not feeling the pull as like I gotta get it. You know.
Well,
it does have juggler sounds. How does it have juggler sounds? Is this video going to tell us?
Is it funny? It's funny because they labeled this under Ultraman Z instead of Orb.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that either.
They're gonna release an Orb version with the sheath.
Yeah. Muteki T, I'm not polling a $190 decision unless everyone's going to be throwing me super chats every week for the next month. I don't make enough off this channel to be pulling a $190 sword. I would. Oh yeah, I see. Sure... It does have sounds. I think because there's a button in the handle. I'm looking at the little video down here without showing it. So
I'm pretty sure customs would probably like take this away if you buy this.
I don't know. Toku Collectibles is getting it somehow because here it is. I don't think it's a real sword. I think it's plastic. I hope it's plastic. I don't really know. The thing is, I do kind of want it because it would make a nice, like, orb caliber companion piece. But yeah, apparently it has juggler sounds specifically from Zet.orb. So, they're marketing it as a Zet item. Is it technically an orb item? Sure. But do I technically need it? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of full-size sword that would get a video and then I'd stick it on a shelf and probably not do anything with it?
I personally, I just want to see people have stupid sword fights with this and the jugglers, with this and the Orb caliber and conventions.
Yeah.
All I'm asking is, all right, we have juggler swords, so we're gonna get Guy's hat and his harmonica.
I don't know at this point, like, how far is this cosplay going? Right. Yeah, how far are we going? Do we need the Trinity slugger thing?
I won't be sure. I'm surprised that's not. I won't be sure that's gonna be available soon.
And I'm still trying to find out if I jinxed a third card set or not. I do find it funny. Literally the day after I finished my videos, this got announced. So.
It's like Bandai was watching you. It's like Mr. Soundout released his last Orb video. Announce the next item.
Yep, like they could have announced it at any point, and they were like, "No, we're gonna wait till he's done with." And they didn't even wait till the videos were out. They waited till I was done making them. So they knew.
I just imagine when you saw I just imagine the classic cartoon like glass shattering effect disappearing on your face.
My exact reaction. Let me see if I can just pull it up on Twitter. My exact reaction to the news, it's on my Twitter feed. I posted a video clip. I won't play the sound because I don't think I can play the sound. It's just
Disney will murder you.
Exactly, but it's this shot of Captain Marvel getting thrown into a table from the Marvels trailer, and she's just really, really frustrated. That was me. That was me when this thing got announced. I don't know how to sum it up any better than that. But yeah, I don't know. Juggler sword. Maybe Psychos brings a good point. Maybe I should wait for the Orb caliber to come out because that's the other thing too. I don't want to buy it and then they like announce another card set and I'm like, because I did plan ahead. I have structured the project files for the every fusion card videos to be where I can just insert more if need be.
Make it
So
evergreen. To make it evergreen.
yeah, I've kind of made it like I got a format now because I kind of know what I'm doing better now that I can like just insert clips as needed. But yeah, I'm not gonna do a poll for the sword because this channel doesn't make enough yet. But one day,
Question. If they
yes.
announce a prop replica of a guy's harmonica.
Oh, I
hat,
got a interruption. I got an answer from Mike.
for get context.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'll pull up the right stuff page so we can context the stream. Guy's harmonica would be cool, and I would buy that. They've made it before. Bandai's made it before, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Okay, so for stream,
I retweeted him.
Will you buy the hat?
I would buy the hat. Yes, I would totally buy the hat.
Let me link his tweet to me in the Discord.
Okay, yeah, you link it in the Discord. I will get for context. Zero Films. If you donate 190 right now, you make the video. Tempting. I don't want you to put you financially out because that is a huge amount of money.
It's one of the things it's like we would, but I don't.
I can personally. I can't ask for that. Like the thing is, if
exactly.
I can't personally ask for it. But if it
Kickstarter, GoFundMe,
literally Patreon goal Kickstarter. But like the thing is that is a huge amount of money. Ultimately, the thing is that if the channel makes more money, I can do more crazier videos, which is why I want to start up like Patreon and stuff, because I don't, I'm actually not even sure like what is Super Chat, how much I get from Super Chat, actually. What is the percentage? I don't actually know if YouTube takes, what cut YouTube takes from Super Chats.
Let's go look at any VTubers. We'll see how much they make.
Yeah. Okay, so, where are we at? All right, so, that's the tweet. That's not what I'm going to show first. So, Right Stuff, put up pre-orders for Dragon Ball Z Season 1 through 9 on Blu-ray. Image coming soon. No details on whether it's the 30th anniversary 4x3 version or the 16 by 9 just re-released with Crunchyroll labels. Jerry was very on point here. He just like tweeted at Mike from Kanzenshu because he would know. And Mike from Kanzenshu says Crunchyroll's been regularly releasing Funimation materials in the new SKUs. Same thing that happened in Dragon Ball GT DVD last year. It's presumably the existing widescreen crop blown out garbage. Nothing new to say or do here. So woo.
There's your answer.
If it was the 30th anniversary editions, yeah, it would be better. But it sounds like it's based on the SKU being the same. That would make sense. That is the same. So it should be the 30th, but it seems like it's a blue brick or the whatever we're calling the 16 by 9.
Orange brick.
The orange brick that turned into the Blu-rays.
Yep.
Andrea says YouTube takes 30% of super chats. I would believe that because
I just checked it. It is 30%.
30%? Okay, yeah. Because that's the thing is, when I get my super chats just roll into my revenue, they don't give me a breakdown of like, oh, this came from this source and this came from this source. Yeah. They're like, here's your money.
You gotta track it yourself.
Yeah, you have to like dig into it yourself.
He's like, you do it yourself. We're not gonna do it for you.
Yeah. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z. If anyone was like, oh, should I go pre-order these? Don't wait for them to come out. With any Dragon Ball release from Funimation, wait till it comes out. Like, never pre-order them.
Or at least now Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Funimation. I can't break Funimation from my brain.
Funny roll. Funny roll.
Zero Films is asking what's 190 plus 30%. A lot of money. That's a lot of money. Okay, let me run the numbers.
I was gonna do it, so yeah, go.
It's like $250. That's a lot.
Golly.
That's like $60 going to YouTube. Do we want to give YouTube that much money?
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean, will YouTube, is YouTube the lesser of evils compared to Twitter Musk?
Oh boy, is it?
I don't.
Well, that's like the best DBZ I have ever drawn.
That's a hard question. Yeah, Spin Dash says if there was a 30th anniversary multi-season sets, maybe I'd get them, but buying 9 individual Blu-rays volumes seems excessive. Just bundle them into 3 or 4 volumes. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they keep going back to this is the 9. We've been doing this since the Orange Bricks. These are the 9 sets we do every single time.
Because
I wish I still had the Dragon boxes.
Yeah.
If on a Blu-ray, you could technically fit at least. So you could fit.
Well, because of my experience with like the Kai Blu-rays, the Kai Blu-rays were like 10 episodes on disc 1, 3 episodes on disc 2. And then when they combined them into the season sets, it's 10, 3, 10, 3. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Weird.
I'm like, you could clearly put more in a set.
I think you could fit all the Namek, like everything from Namek into one set, I'm pretty sure, right?
You could.
On Blu-ray?
You really could.
Yeah, Blu-rays have a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Especially for an SD standard dev show.
Yeah, it's not like it's a high fidelity show, even if it's remastered properly. Like you can still put 10 episodes. 10 like Discotek put 13 episodes of City Hunter on a disc.
Friggin' my Lodos Blu-ray has, I think, 9 episodes on one disc, and then like the remaining, like the remaining 4 on the other.
Spin Dash says the original. Okay, Psycho's trying to roast me on prices. Yeah, I don't like paying $105 for a figure art anymore. So like a year ago, I was like sure, but now I'm like no. I think I canceled my figure art Shin Kamen Rider.
Figure art for only $60. I'm like, I like where I am.
My first figure art was $35.
I'm gonna say, is that Shinken? Is that the Shinken Red?
That was Momotaro's.
Momotaro's.
Yeah.
Back when figures were affordable.
Spin Dash says like the original 30th set in terms of packaging layout was fine, but I didn't need the art book or statue. Yeah, that was the problem. Is that like they included like this? There was like it was just expensive. Like it was insanely expensive for a company I didn't trust. You know, if Discotek rolled out a set like that, I would have bought it day one because I would have known it would have turned out good. But
because the 30th anniversary set, while still not perfect, it was the better. It was like the best.
It's the best we got outside of the level sets because they never finished level sets. I would have wished they would have gotten level sets.
I wish those.
Those are great, but they came out at the wrong time.
Muteki T says Japanese Metabots and dub Ultimate Muscle ship from Right Stuff. Yeah, I got my Japanese Metabots in. It'll be in the next Blu-ray haul. I also got other things. I got Project Echo 4. I want to watch Project Echo.
Yeah.
Andrea says, how many times Dragon Ball fans have bought DBZ on home video? How many times have they double dipped? That's the question that everybody at Funimation and Crunchyroll is asked because they keep doing it.
Let's watch it. That's why
they keep doing it. Yep.
Just watch any of the Dragon Ball like media collectors on YouTube. They have it. Like there's some impressive collections I've seen from them.
Yep. Someone asked a question earlier.
One long video about that.
Yeah. Someone asked if I gotten any SHFs lately, and I haven't. Tartarus is out this month, though, and Kid Naruto.
He's retail. He's retail, right?
Yeah, he's retail for some reason. I don't. Regulos, Ultraman Regulos is also out this month. I'm not getting my Dyna till June because I had to get the US release.
Is he retail Regulus or pre-Bandai?
Regulus is P-Bandai. Tartarus is
for
retail.
Some reason.
Yeah.
It's so weird because like Cars like are being retail because he's the big bad for the Ultra Galaxy fights. But like Regulus is like has this new show like out like next month, like this month. Like is it this month or next month?
Regulus' show is this month, and his figure art's out this month, but his figure art is P-Bandai.
For some reason, even though like you think they want to have people who
Yeah, because Reboot was retail.
Definitely in the right stream because I'm looking at this. Is this $35 Trunks good?
Yes.
Is that the new one?
The armor.
The new armored one, yeah.
Because I see Big Bad just says, "Hey, 35." I'm like, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, that's part of their like premium price line where they're kind of like, "Hey, get into figure arts. We'll give you like a deal on the first one." Like it's an introductory price.
Oh, like
thing.
A drug?
Yeah.
Like drugs?
Like drugs, yeah. They're like, hey, you can buy Goku for $30, and then you want him to fight Dr. Gero? That'll be $106 on P-Bandai. Thank you.
I hope they do.
They do that with Ultraman and Rider too. The main Rider, like Geats, was like $25. I was like, whoa. And then they're like, here's Tycoon for $100, and I'm like, oh god.
I'm just glad the Spy X Family figures are all retail and all
Mhm.
retail price because you made a full family one of the family members be Bandai. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell
Exactly.
are you doing?
Hellfire says as Titus still hasn't been reissued. Titus got reissued in China, but it's not any easier to get.
If they announce it, that's gonna be the next figure I standard. They announce
Yeah.
figure I standard Titus, but he's like a Broly like size kid.
Right. Super Shags Boom says Dinah's on Ami Ami right now, but I don't mind waiting for the domestic. Yeah, I'm at the point too because like I've got Tartarus, Kid Naruto, and Mafex Nightwing this month from Ami Ami, and then I might have Mafex Steel because he still says May, and there's still 15 days left for that to happen. So I'm like, I don't want to add Dinah to that because that'll just blow out the budget out.
I know Figure Eye Standard Decker
Yeah.
comes out this month, so I'll probably I'm getting him this month. So
there was a question asked earlier. Common Jojo, I think, has asked this before, and I just remembered we haven't answered this. Common Jojo, like at the beginning of the stream, said, Fighter Cows, what is your favorite KOF final boss?
Final boss.
Final boss.
Okay. So you got Rugal, Gainitz, Orochi, first.
I think my favorite's probably Orochi. No, I do actually like what was 14's final boss Chaos again?
Verse.
I like Verse. I like his design. You know, he does like he has like no story.
I think I like 98 Rugal, Omega Rugal.
That one's a pretty good one.
He's really cool.
I think is 98 Rugal pretty much the is that the Rugal playable in 15? Because isn't that just what that
Yeah, Omega Rugal.
Omega Rugal. I'm terrible at KOF and I've never actually played against any final bosses, so
I was able. I'm thankful that I was able to defeat Verse pretty decently. And what was 15's final boss? That was
Otomo Raga.
Otomo Raga is not too bad. Like she's like like tough, but like she's not too bad. Like,
compared to Omega Rugal, the 14 and 15 bosses are not.
I mean, Omega Rugal so famous. They made a whole mode. Was it a whole mode for him in 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a challenge thing, which they're gonna do again with Gainitz.
Toku Texas Cosplay says, what about the Shin Kamen Rider SHF? They're pretty great. Yeah, I was gonna get Rider 1, but then when Rider 2 became P Bandai, I kind of lost interest.
Is there a Buffa one?
Yes.
Buff? Yeah.
Because I want to get Buffa.
He's P Bandai though.
Because I want to get Geets and I want to have him posing where he's like stomping on Buffa.
I can do that for you in July when I get my Buffa.
I got the figure I standard Shin Kamen Rider kit. It's not bad.
I just watched Geets yesterday too.
My only problem with the figure I standard Shin Kamen Rider is the scarf is pretty and he has barely any ab crunch. He's like bad, kind of like you can barely crunch him, but everything else is fine. I also help you a mod. Like for customizing, they put like what eyelashes? Does that replace the plastic hair?
Yeah, because it looked better. Toku Texas Cosplay says they saw the movie while visiting Japan in March and it was amazing. I'm seeing it May 31st. I'm actually, I don't think you guys know about this. I'm going out of town, and I'm literally come back at 10 a.m. the day that Shin Kamen Rider is airing, and I'm like, yeah, I'll see a movie 9 hours later if it's the only time I can see it, because I'm at that point. But Geets, I still think Geets is still good. Every arc is like a different experience. It's crazy.
It's so because I actually really like the Toku that's airing right now, but I'm really behind because
I like Ogre and Geets. Yeah,
that's because that's the always thing with me. With even if I like the show, it's always hard for me to like keep up because I had to remind myself. Oh yeah, go to site we cannot name to download the torrent. Sorry, because I always have to keep reminding myself, do that. We got Ultraman. It's like, it's on YouTube. Go check that right now.
Ultraman is so that's Ultraman is trying to do. It's just so easy to get. There will be a stream next Monday, but not the Monday after. So I'll remind everybody next week. I'm planning videos out ahead of time, so I should have a video.
You'll know. I forget.
Yeah, I'll remind like Jerry like 6 times. I'll be like on the plane, be like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm not not showing up."
No. On the airplane, you just throw like a paper plane down, like when your plane's like near Cass's.
It just lands. Yeah, almost like I'm flying over. Like, yeah. That'd be funny. But yeah, anyways, speaking of Shin stuff, Shin Ultraman's Blu-ray is still scheduled to come out in July. We got box art now, which confirms the bonus features is basically nothing. So that's great.
Will include both dub and sub?
Yes, it is both dub and sub. The original Japanese will be in 5.1 and the English will be in 2.0 and 5.1. Strange, but not that big a deal. And then there's a trailer and an image slideshow. And that's it. When they made the announcement, they were like deluxe collector's edition Blu-ray, which this isn't. Hopefully they don't roll back out like a few months later and go, surprise, here's your collector's edition. I didn't expect anything much from this, but it's perfectly serviceable and it's like less than $20. And Spin Dash points this out. It is an all-region Blu-ray, so have fun. I don't know if it'll have a slipcover. That's a good question. We'll have to see, but I do like how they put the Japanese actors' names on the top of the thing, like they're should be credited, which would be pretty great. Counter 64 asked if we saw the Saint Seiya movie. I don't think a lot of people did. Yeah.
Is that out already?
Okay. So
came out last Friday.
It came out on Friday. Let me pull up some tweets. One of the Discotek guys went. Anyways, so Saint Seiya came out. So the live action Saint Seiya came out on Friday. Okay.
What was it? Or Knights? Was it Knights of the Zodiac?
Knights of the Zodiac, whatever we're calling it. It came out on Friday, and people wanted to go see it, right? Like, so people bought tickets and stuff. And where the heck is the tweet? So Saint Seiya has always had issues coming out overseas. I'm going to just talk about the movie, not like a whole big thing. So here's the thing. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the tweets. So Mike Toole, who you guys may know from Discotek streams, he had tickets for Thursday, May 11th. This is his experience. So he bought tickets May 11th, all alone in a tiny theater waiting for a terrible live action Saint Seiya movie, and they canceled it. No, I ordered my ticket via AMC Theater site, but because I'm a Stubbs A-list member, fought my way through traffic, and I sat in the theater for 15 minutes while commercials blared, then looked for help. The floor manager told me I should have received a cancellation notice. Nope. Per the floor manager, Sony Pictures has canceled most of the Knights of the Zodiac screenings because of how drastically underperforming pre-sales, which, LMAO, I'm not surprised, but it would have been nice if someone told me at any point before about 3:30 p.m. Anyways, Sony Pictures, F you, I'm part of what is probably a pretty small group of people who earnestly wanted to see Saint Seiya. Now I probably won't get to go because I'm too damn busy for the rest of the week. AMC had come through like champs, and they're buying me curly fries the next time I go. Love you guys. Friend to AMC. Anyways, be advised, Knights of the Zodiac showings are weird this weekend. Call your theater in advance. Make sure before you hop in a car. The thing is I wasn't planning to go see it. A bunch of people that saw it loved it. But it was very much a Mario situation where if you knew Saint Seiya, it'd be great, and if you didn't know Saint Seiya, you probably hated it. But the problem is Sony didn't advertise. I never saw the trailer in theaters, and I've been going to a lot of movies lately.
Whenever when we're doing Hero Club Week, whenever Metal brings up the trailer, I go like, "There's a new trailer."
Exactly. Most of the trailers came out in English on the Japanese page.
Half them were only like Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was like
I accidentally switched to the outro. So the domestic box office was $535,000. And it only played in 586 theaters. This was an actual wide release, but because they weren't getting any pre-ticket sales, apparently Sony canceled a bunch of the screenings. I know for my theaters, I have 4 theaters nearby. 2 of them were showing it, and they're on the opposite side of town. And they were only showing it in 1 theater each, so they only had 3 screenings each for the weekend. And I checked the tickets. There was only like 1 or 2 people in each theater. It was crazy.
That's so stupid. It's like, oh man, we don't have much pre-ticket sale. What's cancel doing? Like, not a lot of people actually do I feel like a lot of people don't do pre-ticket sales.
I noticed I'm still the only person that's bought Fast X tickets for IMAX on Saturday, and it comes out Saturday.
Because it's also because I feel like a lot of people don't do it because just a lot of time I feel like when it comes to movie seeing experience, it always feels like simultaneous because when you go like, hey, want to go see a movie today? You go like, sure. Like they're not gonna prepare half the times. I don't do that because
Yeah.
So the fact you cancel the movie because oh man the pre-order it's like canceling a video game because the pre-orders are low. It's
like if one person is going, it's worth showing. That's my thought. And this reflects on Sony because Sony's stupid, and Sony and Toei's incompetence bashing together made the movie completely flop. Mike Toole did eventually get to see it. He said he saw late showings of Zodiac. It was mostly fine. It was too talky, and it was dumb to only have Seiya versus Ikki. But I'm sure it was incomprehensible to anyone not into Saint Seiya. But it was a lot better than I was expecting. Fights look cool.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he said, I like the training stuff with Marin. It was kind of shockingly on target. I just think it was too long and too much times lore spinning that could have been used to introduce stuff. I don't know why they spent $50+ million. They spent $50 million on it and it made it didn't even make $1 million because they mishandled it. And then he praised Mark Dacascos as being played as Tokumaru. So that's cool. And then he's like, I like the suit designs. I wasn't gonna go see it because I like Saint Seiya, but I don't know it well enough to be like.
Casual. It's very cat. Yeah, it's like me. I'm very casual. I like the series when I see it, but I wasn't gonna see because I'm not. I rather go watch. I want to go watch the original series first before I go watch it, kind of thing.
So, yeah. So
it's finally on what is it, Crunchyroll now?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll now. But
it's only dubbed on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's just really stupid. Again, it's it's really pretty much going what? It's like what? Pre-orders are not high for this video game. Cancel the video game. Pretty much.
Yeah, it was really dumb. I don't know what the strategy was here because they released this movie in Japan on the same day as Mario. So they just made poor decisions everywhere. I forgot because I saw a comment about the Hellboy movie. Yeah, there's a new Hellboy movie that I heard about.
Wait, what?
I heard about they're going to make a new Hellboy. I don't remember who the casting was, and then it's already finished filming. So
I'm pretty sure Dave Harbour did not come back.
No, but it's I think that's a super low budget, super small movie that's probably going straight to streaming. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
I was like, can we just have a animated Hellboy film that's accurate,
right?
Accurate.
And we get a video game though.
I feel like this is. I was saying, is it just a tie-in with the video game? It's sort of a weird
I don't know.
tie-in marketing.
Mike Mignola wrote the movie though, so that's.
All right, there could be chances. Okay, this has high hopes then.
It has chances. We'll see what happens. I love Hellboy, but nothing beats the comics.
The first, the Gatoro movies are so good, but they're not they're their own separate. They're very much their own separate thing.
I want to derail about Fast and the Furious because Muteki T has this comment. I don't want to lose it. Muteki T, I'm the only guy who watched the Fast and the Furious movies backwards. Guess what? I watched them kind of in a weird order. I started with 7. I watched 8. I saw 7 after it was in theaters, and then I watched 8 in theaters. Then I watched Hobbs and Shaw in theaters. And then before 9, I was like, I should watch the others, and then went back and watched 1 through 8 and Hobbs and Shaw, and I was like, oh wow, everything makes so much more sense now.
I think for me, with Fast and Furious, I think the only one I saw was what was the one in Japan? Tokyo Drift.
A lot of people have only seen Tokyo Drift.
I saw that as a kid,
which is so funny because I think that Fast and the Furious gets good after Tokyo Drift.
Well, because
Tokyo Drift is after.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift takes place after 6.
Question: have you seen the Netflix cartoon?
I watched 1 season of it and forgot to get back to the rest of it.
I saw the first episode. It was pretty much like a modern day Speed Racer almost.
It kind of was, yeah. And actually, a lot of ways, Fast and Furious is a modern day Speed Racer because the thing is that Speed Racer people are like, oh, it's a racing anime. No, it's about high flying martial arts and crazy gadgets and stuff, and you're blowing cars up, and you commit a lot of murder.
That's what I love when people post the out context Speed Racer clips because it always shocks people because wait, what? Because people just think Speed Racer, go Speed Racer. It's just a racing anime. Nope. This is why
legitimately, like, Speed Racer is so much more than just racing, and every character has a body count.
And this is why a lot of the Speed Racer like sequel series always fail because always only focus on the racing.
Yeah.
You remember what was it, Speed Racer Next Generation?
Yep.
Or that really
all the reboots miss the point, just like all the reboots of Voltron miss the point. Like every Voltron reboot that wasn't a Monster of the Week show failed to miss the appeal of the original, and every Speed Racer thing that was only about racing failed to understand the original, which is why I love the Wachowski movie so much, because it's so good.
More like a ninja.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, is that all the crazy stuff that happens in Speed Racer, it's Fast and Furious is at that level too, and they have rockets on their cars now in this next movie. Okay, so we're getting there. The funny part is everyone that doesn't understand Fast and the Furious and doesn't follow it is like, oh, doesn't this used to be about racing? I'm like, it still is. Every movie still has a drag race in it at some point. There is street racing in every movie. Sometimes the street races involve helicopters and throwing missiles at people, but there's always a street race in some fashion in every movie. And the thing is that, so people that are like on the outside of Fast and Furious, which is like most of Twitter, because like they're really popular movies, therefore most of Twitter doesn't watch them, because they just make stupid amounts of money. The thing is that when you watch it, you know, people watching Fast and Furious that watch Fast and Furious understand how we get up to the crazy stuff they're doing in these movies. Whereas people that don't think it just jumps, you know, just is like insane and suddenly went out the window suddenly. It's like people that watch Riverdale understand how they got to a multiversal witch story, but people that don't get how it got there.
Well, because a lot of people don't realize that, like, because Archie, because I think people forget that Archie also has Sabrina the Teenage Witch in it. So
but anyways, the thing is that if you watch Riverdale, it's probably a natural progression of things ramping up. But if you just like are seeing, you know, the later third of its life,
clips out context.
Exactly, and that's kind of how Fast and the Furious goes. Because the thing is, like, people are like, "Oh, wasn't the first movie about street racing?" I'm like, "No, it was about trafficking DVD players as stolen, smuggled goods." And one of the main characters is secretly an undercover police operative who's trying to recover said DVD players and find out who's been smuggling them around. And the movie does not end on a street race; it ends on them hijacking a semi-truck. So, yeah, we've been doing crazy stuff since the first one. It's just every movie is crazier than the last one. And at some point, Idris Elba plays a Kamen Rider. I love the Fast and Furious movies.
Wait, which film was this one?
That was Hobbs and Shaw. Idris Elba was the villain in Hobbs and Shaw. He's a cybernetically enhanced person who rides a motorcycle. And wears a black helmet.
And the villains are basically Shocker.
Is he more Rider? Is he more Rider or Hikaider? Or like Hikaider?
More Rider, because he's not a robot meant to look like a human. He's more Kamen Rider because he's cybernetically enhanced. And he was created by a faceless entity with a scary voice that seemingly controls everything. Shocker. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too, is that like people will clown on Fast and Furious, but every time they post a clip, I'm like, no, that's exactly why I love these movies, because they're incredible.
I also love their Japanese name.
Oh, what is the Japanese name?
Wild Speed.
Wild Speed.
And then like the one that was like one of them was like Wild Speed Ice Mission.
Yep.
Wild Speed Skybreak.
Wild Speed Ice Mission was Fast 8.
The
funny one was Wild Speed Megamax came out like a year after Kamen Rider Movie War Megamax, and that was Fast 5, I think, and Fast 5 was like a crossover with all the characters that came before. Fast 5 has everybody in it. Like everybody from the first 5 movies, even like the random one-off, like these people only appeared in one movie, they all show up in Fast 5. It's crazy. I love those movies so much.
You know what? Because I'm not sure the Netflix cartoon is continually, but you know why?
It ended a couple years ago, I think.
You know, if they're gonna make a new Fast animated series, they need to style it after like I don't know why. It just fits perfect. I want like a Cowboy Bebop style for the Fast.
That would be cool. Or something something like Redline. Imagine Redline, but Fast and the Furious characters.
I don't know. I just feel like the cast fits perfect with like the tank opening for Cowboy Bebop. That
kind of does, yeah.
I don't know why. It just
and the thing is too is that
feeling to it.
That people also don't realize that Fast 9 has a whole subplot about Tyrese's character in the movies is always the one that point out how crazy the stuff they do is. And he has this whole arc in 9 that's literally like, guys, I think we're invincible. We should all be dead by now. And by the end of the movie, he's like, nothing can kill us. We're fine. And it's like he has this whole arc to just accept that he is in a situation where he will not die no matter what they do. Because he's like, I should be dead 10 times over already.
The awakening arc of him realizing
Yeah.
he's a cartoon character.
Exactly. That is his whole arc in 9. Because people are like, oh my god, they sent a car into space. Yeah. After the arc where he realized, guys, I think we're invincible. I should have died when that truck fell on me, but there happened to be an open door. Like, that's the kind of things, is that was his whole arc, and it's great. No, but honestly, like, Fast and the Furious is an experience where I'm like, you can jump in at any point, but there is something really satisfying about watching them in order. You will not have more fun with a franchise than Fast and the Furious, because legitimately, you will never see anything coming that comes up next. And if you love anime, it's going back to anime connections. It has characters that die and come back to life. It has characters who are related to previous characters that you never saw, but they were inserted into scenes later to make it seem like they were always there. You have characters that have to vanish out of the story because the real life actor died. It's all the anime tropes of like shonen anime stuff. Han dies twice and comes back like 3 times. It's great. Han's my favorite Fast and Furious character, and I don't care. I don't care if the reason is weird. I'm glad he's back.
Now I want to see like Vin Diesel's character, like when he's driving the car, gets like the power of his friendship and activates like super burst mode for his car that goes super speed to defeat the villain at the end of the movie. Now,
well,
Trans Am! Imagine him just yelling that.
He kind of has a Trans Am moment in the trailer for Fast X where he causes 2 semis to collide, and he's driving down the Hoover Dam.
No, you know what I want? You remember the finale of the F-Zero anime?
Yes.
Busto Fire!
No, legitimately, like I want that.
Eventually,
it needs to go full anime. That's the point.
Eventually, the Fast and Furious series just turns into this F-Zero practically.
Yep.
Eventually.
Yeah, no, like legitimately. The thing with Fast and the Furious to remember is they're movies. They're entertainment movies. They're not necessarily trying to tell you a deep thematic message about the existence of life, but in a way it does, because it has like one of the most diverse casts in all of Hollywood. So
Yeah,
you know,
you're right about that.
Yeah, like the thing is, and people forget that's part of the reason why there's mass appeal on them, is because if you look at like major Hollywood franchises and you line them up, and then you look at Fast and the Furious, and you're like, wow, like every ethnic group is represented in some way in these movies.
It's also like the longest running film series without any big breaks. Like
it's true. Like I think the biggest break was between 3 and 4, and that was only a couple years.
It's like even longer than, I think it's like has a longer history than MCU, right? Pretty sure. Because the first one was 2000, like 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, the MCU started in 2008.
Yeah, what was the first Fast and Furious?
2001. Like it has been going for like it's been going as long as the 21st century's been going. And they were going to end at 11, but now they're ending at 12. So like they're still going. Like this is still happening. Yeah, because like 2001 was Fast and Furious, 2002 or 2003 was Too Fast, Too Furious, 2006 was Tokyo Drift, 2009 was 4. Yeah, and then they started making them every 2 years after. It's intense. Yeah. Okay, Brokusatsu said in the chat, my old video made him go buy the Onyx Figma.
Oh, since you were talking about Fast, I doodled that. Like,
question about the Figma, Dragonite Figmas, how they hold up pretty well in terms of like aging, in terms of like
surprisingly, the Dragonite Figmas still hold out pretty good.
All right, because one of the things where like I remember that's the big thing is they hide the joint because of the rubber. So I was like, have those because they were like decades.
The rubber's actually held up pretty good. It was a really solid rubber. And Spin Dash also reminded me about how bad the Universal Studios ride is.
For Fast and Furious.
Yeah, the Fast and Furious Universal ride's pretty bad. But yeah, no, the Figma riders have actually held up pretty good. And actually, I think they're still a good alternative to the Figuarts. Because a lot of the Figuarts are very expensive. You can get the Figmas pretty cheap. Yeah. Good old Onyx, though. That was a good figure. And I just knocked over figures on my desk, so I was about to transition us to our Transformers topic, because, by the way, Fast and Furious Transformers win. Not as a movie crossover, just want toys.
I mean, G.I. Joe Transformers happened. Why not Fast Furious?
Exactly. Where's Dom's Dodge Charger? Psycho O's, you know where Figma, Sting, and Siren are.
Speaking of, we here at the Sound Productions fully support every gender and and LGBT folks, because apparently not Fox 2 doesn't care.
Yeah, just so everybody's like caught up on current events, a bunch of weird like hateful grifter people like floated their way into the Transformers fandom because their lead hateful grifter person tweeted about Nightshade and Earthspark, which, first of all, Nightshade and Earthspark is non-binary. That's great. That happened 6 months ago, and they're trying to create like a fake outrage over it now. And it's a bunch of stupid nonsense, and Transformers fandom has done a great job combating them. They'll move on to another franchise. It always happens. There's like the same group of people that just want to stir up hate and awful feelings in everybody, and then they just jump from one fandom to another. It's Transformers' turn. Transformers fandom, I think, is doing a pretty good job of telling them just get lost. And remember, if anyone's upset that there is a non-binary Transformers character, remember, it's not called cisgender Transformers. It's called Transformers.
Yep.
Okay?
I just find it so baffling that
trans is in the title of Transformers. It's about transformation of things.
The obvious thing with their robots.
They're also robots, yes.
Well, yeah, I love that. People go like, why do Transformers need gender? They're robots. They don't need gender. Here comes the actual Transformer.
Because the thing is, the argument that they don't need gender has always been to diminish and get rid of female Transformers. Yeah, it's always like a Transformers should have no gender, but they're fine with Transformers being male, and that's the always thing that comes around. But here's Nightshade. I'm just going to put a picture of Nightshade up. Love Nightshade.
Funny in a bad way. Like,
I just
no genders, but only if they're male. Well, then which is it?
Exactly. I'll pull up a tweet. I'll find the tweet because it was really good about the situation. So.
I just find it funny that the Nightshade, their first appearance was like 6 months ago, back in December, November, like
it's been a long time, and
now
it only happened because there's an account that it just is there to spring up hate and has actually doxed LGBTQ people, and they're horrible and should not exist on the internet, but we can't do anything about it because Twitter's a hellscape. Here, I found the tweet I was looking for. This was pretty good. It was OAFE.net, which is a website that reviews toys. They said one of two things can be true, but not both. Either it makes no sense for Transformers to have genders, and therefore every one of them since the dawn of time has been a they-them, or Transformers has genders, and consequently some of them will default to they-them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's the end of it, and so I'm proud of the Transformers fandom for not putting up with it and literally just pushing the hateful people out who are not real fans. They're just here to hate people. And there's no room for them.
And Nightshade is a precious child. Precious child. I just rewatched the Tarantulas episode today at work.
Love the Tarantulas episode.
That episode's so great.
Yep. And so I'm glad to see the Transformers fandom just stand up to the hatred that suddenly popped up and didn't let it stew and didn't, not a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's just an opinion. No, like this is not an opinion thing. This is clearly people coming in to be hateful and are only here because somebody led them there. And that's the thing is that, and that's the thing is that because all the people that I've seen that are being hateful about it don't know a single thing about Transformers. They're just here to follow the hate train.
Including Musk himself.
Yeah, of course, because he's a piece of shit. I can say that because I'm not on Twitter at the moment. But and also he wouldn't be listening to this anyways. Let's talk about Transformers though, because we are on the subject. This leaked, but whatever, it's promo pictures, we can talk about it. There is a Voyager Class 2-pack of Minor Megatron and Senator Ratbat, which means we're still making IDW toys, and Hasbro still took the license away from them. That's my complaint for the week. By the way, it is now, we have comic solicitations up through August, and there is no Transformers comics anywhere.
Still no new Hasbro comics.
For some reason, they took the license away, and didn't give it to anybody else. I personally think at this point Hasbro is My current theory is that Hasbro is asking for too much for the comic licenses to Transformers and G.I. Joe, and that's why it hasn't been picked up.
Who's making the Dungeons and Dragons comics right now? 'Cause I know there's
still IDW. Or no, Dungeons and Dragons is Boom. My Little Pony's still at IDW.
So okay, yeah, so it has to be because it can't be a Hasbro thing. So I think it's just they up the chart. Yeah,
I think they up the. I think they up the price of Transformers and GI Joe higher than anyone will want to pay for it, because comics don't sell that well. But Hasbro's executives are idiots. So, Spin Dash. I don't think Hasbro's going to get rid of the Power Rangers Boom comics because they don't care about Power Rangers.
Yep,
they're not. They don't really care about the brand that much. They're not going to touch anything that's currently still making money. Anyways, this 2-pack is based on Megatron Origin, and you get
all hail Megatron.
All hail Megatron, because I thought Minor Megatron was from Origin.
Both. They're I think that's what's like the.
I didn't read much IDW clearly.
I think it was under the Origin brand, like it's because there's all different Origin little spin-off comics.
Because I remember there was a comic called Megatron Origin that's like the starting point.
Yeah, I think it's like yeah, it's part of that, and then it's I think the actual series, like the storyline, is called All Hail Megatron, because I know.
Yeah, because I think All Hail Megatron is when he took over. I read All Hail Megatron.
Yeah, I think it's what it's like the trade. I think like the whole story, the whole trade where it comes with like everything about Megatron's backstories is called All Hail Megatron. But I love the Minor Megatron. Like I think that's the Earthrise mold, and I was never a big fan of the Earthrise mold compared to the Siege one. Oh, no, as Minor Megatron, it just clicks with me more.
It works. It definitely does. And I love Ratbat, and I really want Senator Ratbat, but I don't really care about the Megatron.
Is it?
I need to split this pack with somebody. So yes, I can buy the frickin' Studio Series Scourge mold for the 5th time.
Yeah, they really love using that Scourge mold.
Yeah, because what is it? I got it as Scourge, Sweep.
There's Sweep.
Alpha Trion. Is there one other I'm forgetting? Or is this the 4th one?
I think this is officially the 4th one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm trying to think. Was there one for...
to the TF Wiki. Why are we trying to guess with our brains?
I'm thinking I'm thinking of the Cyclonus for Metal Hawk.
Yeah, let's see. Studio Series.
Brain are used.
Mold was retooled into Sweep. Then Alpha Trion, his hands were used for Dracula's. Oh, his hand. That's where those hands came from. Evil. Yeah. Sweep, then Alpha Trion, and I think he's not. Yeah. So this is
4.5 we count Dracula's.
I do want the Senator Ratbacks. I like that idea that he was like an actual dude, not just a bat.
Yeah.
And I love that he's still called Ratbat.
I actually, because this one looks really nice, but I actually did like what was it, United, where it's a repaint of the
Generation Scourge. Yeah, Scourge becoming Senator Ratbat is a thing.
It's the whole like if I had 2 nickels of a Ratbat, Scourge will turn into Ratbat. I'll have 2 nickels.
It's a lot. Yeah, let's go look at the toys of Ratbat because I think. Let's go see.
My favorite one.
Oh yeah, they used. Okay, this is funny because in Universe they made Senator Ratbat as a sideways repaint, which is technically also a Scourge repaint because they use that mold for Scourge in the Wings of Honor box set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sideways mold is actually perfect because his head, like the sideways / Noime's head already looks bat-like already.
Yeah. So this is our 3rd Senator Ratbat. And he's only in like 1 continuity, so this is funny.
I think it's one that's like just really stuck.
Yeah,
I think it's the thing.
It's a good way to reuse that Scourge mold. Do you guys get any further thoughts on the leaked 2-pack? That's pretty much all I got Transformers wise.
No, it's just
I just want to find that we keep getting IW 1.0 figures. You know they don't have the license anymore.
Yeah, you
keep thinking of the name Rat Bastard. I don't know if that's on purpose.
I don't know. Maybe it was.
All the box art.
Yeah, I like the box art. I think this is probably part of some exclusive capsule set because there's like a picture in the back.
Because because what there's because I think the Dion and Ariel, that's a separate thing, but
Yeah.
if it gives you the same vibes.
Maybe we're gonna get like an
Uh,
IDW centered subline at like Amazon. Like maybe
If
this
this is
is
like
this
if
year's Wreckers thing.
I mean, if that's the case, then this one I actually might buy then because
Yeah.
I actually like because the record set was practically nothing for
Mm.
me.
I want the Rat Bat. I don't really want the Megatron.
I
So.
mean, I hope I can find it because this mini rant, but like Hasbro toy distribution is awful right now for Transformers. So
Yeah, Transformers are
I can't
evaporating
find.
almost instantly. I finally my store's got Legacy Wave 3 for the first time.
I saw
Yeah.
Legacy way. So I only thought I saw Legacy way too like fully. That isn't just see Melhawk by himself for some reason. It's at GameStop as a GameStop. That's it. I have been same with Dragon Megatron. I never felt Dragon Megatron, even though they refresh package him for the first wave of Legacy.
Yeah.
Like what's and I have yet to find any of the mainline Rise of the Beast toys. Like
I've only been finding the little weapon guys and the Target 3-pack. That's it.
Yeah, I can never find the individual Voyager, Primal, Rhinox, Optimus, or is that a 3-pack?
Okay, so I have to propose a theory. So they're currently, as we've seen, there's 2 3-packs coming to Target of the deluxe basic deluxes for Rise of the Beast. And there are single packs, but no one's ever seen them in the US. Even though there was like a port of landing saying that they were in the US. I have a theory that Target bought the rights to those deluxes, and that the single packs are not coming out here. They're only going to come out internationally because
that could be
nobody's
the case,
found them. Yeah, it's very I think the whole Rise of the Beast toy line was completely mishandled and is a complete absolute trash fire. Some of the toys are good, some of them are bad, but my Walmart was the one that had the most stuff, and that Walmart only had flex changers and like the 2 packs with the animal armor stuff. Like they had none of the normal, like just normal Transformers, and I think that's a major issue.
I really want to get the mainline like toys because they look really nice. I like why you see the mainline.
But they're just impossible to get, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Voyager. Like I know people the Voyager are not exclusive compared to the.
Yeah, but people are only finding them at Walmart, not Target. So even if it's not exclusive, it's still exclusive because you can't buy them online either.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And again, like you found Legacy Wave 3. I had not found any Legacy Wave 3 at all.
I saw Armada Starscream and I was like, whoa, and I was like, wait, I got him like 6 months ago. Why am I going whoa?
That's me because my Target here in my movie theater. Somebody just found a Peacemaker and not Peacemaker. What's his actual partner? The actual figure. Point Blank and a crankcase.
Yeah, I saw those
randomly on the shelf.
Yep, saw those on the shelf with Starscream. I was like, why are they here?
But no Dead End, which frustrates me because that's like the last Stunticon I need.
Did you see Entertainment Earth put up pre-orders for Stunticons?
Yeah, I'll probably just gonna buy it from Entertainment Earth probably.
Yeah, no. I want Skyquake. I haven't seen Skyquake. I haven't seen anything like I'm behind on Transformers, but
Yeah, same. Yeah. It's one of these where it's like I just made me realize like I am so behind Transformers. It wasn't like it's not
they're
like
putting out so much, and then I just like none of them are in store to remind me I need to get them. Like that's
the thing. Like
I need to get Skyquake. Holy cow!
Yeah, like I want to get Wave 2. I want to get most of Wave 3. I just can't find them, and like I don't. Like, I know I can order online, but I personally just rather find it in person. I probably just had to order online for Optimus to make it or my Optimus at this point.
I just don't have money. That's another factor.
I know. Those like I need to see is like if I can't find anything, I at least want to get those 2. If I can't find anything,
I need to get Skyquake. Like regardless of anything else, I really want Skyquake.
In terms of, for me,
that's also my problem too. The ones I want the most are the expensive ones.
Yeah, the ones the ones if I had to get if I only could get only a few, I want to get Dragon Megatron still. I want to get Animated Prowl. I want to get I already got Metal Hawk, so I'm safe for that one.
Yeah,
and I want to get the Armada Prime.
Yeah, I pre-ordered Metal Hawk and Twin Cast because I didn't want to have to worry about them.
Like
I got Snarl. I got Snarl on pre-order because I don't want to mess around with Dinobots this late in the game.
Oh, you're right. That's another one I need to find also.
He's not out till August according to Amazon, but we'll see.
But so it's like there's one of the things where it's like it's like there's stuff I want. I just can't get them.
Speaking of stuff that I want, yeah, Jerry, I could barely hear you. Sorry.
What?
What?
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't important. This is why I only collect very few Transformers, and why I'm glad I think they're all jobbers except for like Optimus.
It's a good mentality to have.
That was
honestly.
a joke. Like they're not all jobbers. I know.
But it's easier if you think of them that way. You're not worried about it.
I have some.
Marvel Legends, Moondragon and Drax is now my new most excited release from Marvel Legends. Holy cow. I geeked out about this last week, and I don't think I can bring that energy back right now, but let's talk about it. So
I see this, and I'm like, well, you go first, actually.
Let me go first. let me roll through this. First of all, Drax is gigantic. Thank you, Hasbro. Because for those unaware, Drax in his earlier like Marvel appearances pre-Annihilation, he was this giant dude. Like he was this giant superhero looking dude. I'm used to seeing him this way because the Silver Surfer cartoon portrayed him this big.
This is Drax V1, right?
Yeah.
Drax V1.
Yeah, it's like his version 1. He got like a whole character reboot that we see more in the movies and stuff.
I remember right. This Drax actually had power.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pure superhero Drax, this one.
Yep, pure superhero Drax. Love this. Let me switch to the pictures of him while we're talking about him, because we'll get back to Moondragon. I love this figure. He's based on the Caliban body, so he's not as big as Hulk, but he's definitely bigger than other figures. I think that's perfect. I don't want him to be Hulk size. I want him to be a little bit smaller. But he's got new heads, new braces, new waist. New. I think the boots are new. The cape's new. That's a lot of new parts on this guy, which is just fantastic. He looks great. I love the different expressions going on. This is just like I knew this version of Drax before I knew the modern one because of the Silver Surfer cartoon. So this is just really exciting for me, and I'm just very, very excited for this. But
was that cartoon canceled quick? I forget.
What was that?
Say again?
The Silver Surfer cartoon. Did that have a long run?
It was only 13 episodes.
13 episodes. 13
Marvel
episodes.
went bankrupt and
went
died.
bankrupt.
Yep. But no, this Drax looks fantastic. And then on top of that, he's packaged with his daughter, Moondragon. And I love her. She's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Single-jointed elbows.
Okay, so can I ask a slight spoiler for Guardians 3?
Yeah.
Was Moondragon the girl at the very end?
No.
Okay, I was like,
I was
making sure. It's like, was that?
I'm just gonna say because they don't mention it in the movie. That was Phi Lavelle.
Okay, I was
Phi Lavelle and Moondragon are married in the comics, so you're not too far off. But it was supposed to be Phi Lavelle.
Because it's what I was wondering when I saw that scene at the very end of Guardians 3. I was like, I know this character, but who is she again?
It was supposed to be Phi Lavelle. Muteki T, yes, the Silver Surfer cartoon is still on Disney+. I highly recommend it. It's one of those shows where you will run into weird late 90s
CG Galactus.
But that show is still incredibly well written. And Muteki T, sorry about it's a minor thing. Like we're talking about a character that's not even named on screen. It's something that only comes up if you look it up online. Like I had to go home and go, who was that supposed to be? And like look through James Gunn's tweets until I figured it out. So minor thing. And if you know your comics history, it's not that surprising either. But Moondragon still has not made it to the MCU, but I want her to because she's so cool. She is like, imagine if Charles Xavier had super strength. And also could project a cosmic dragon into she can project a cosmic dragon into your mind and like destroy your mental space. She's amazing. Super strength, telekinetic powers.
So wait, pretty
awesome.
much are you just talking about Miss Martian pretty much?
Kind of without the shapeshifting, because she doesn't actually shapeshift, she just makes you think that she's turned into a dragon, which is I think that's more clever than shapeshifting. It's like, oh, you're seeing a dragon because she wants you to. I think that's pretty awesome. But no, I love Moondragon. she's been around a long time. Some people complain that she's not got her more classic appearance, but her classic appearance is essentially a bathing suit and looks stupid. I think this looks great.
I mean,
The
this
single
is super
jointed.
bathing suit looking.
What was that?
This is super bathing suit looking, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not like it's like she's super covered up, and none of her modern comics. Well, lately she's been wearing a jacket because all the Guardians were wearing jackets. Anyways, it does have me going, where's Phi Lavelle? But I'm happy to have Moondragon. She was on my list recently. Single joint elbows don't bother me with telepaths because I don't really need the double joints, to be honest. But she looks amazing. I love her. And she is Drax's daughter, because Drax was a human that got turned into, what was it? He was an alien that possessed a human, and this was the daughter he had.
Yeah.
So something like that. I think she looks fantastic, though. The only downside to this 2-pack is it is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. The upside, it's only $50. This is crazy to me because, like, a year ago, 2 normal-sized Spider-Man figures was $56. And then here we have big old Drax and normal Moondragon, and it's $50. I think they clearly noticed how people were not pre-ordering stuff and people were canceling pre-orders because the prices did not match the value. And I think they're adjusting for it because this is incredible. I saw this and I was like, that's at least 60, maybe 70. And it's 50. And I'm like, heck yeah. I'm sold. I pre-ordered it. I'm so excited. I don't want to like get super excited on streams. I could just be like losing my mind. But I saw this a week ago, so it's not like it's like blowing my mind at the moment. I've poured over these pictures multiple times. But I am very much looking forward to this. So bring on Phi Lavelle.
Thank you, Car.
Thank you, Car. Car agrees.
Yeah, I know,
Dragon
right?
is good.
I know.
I'm just really hoping.
You know what they should do?
I wish they weren't.
You know, I was just thinking, they could do Phi Lavelle and Janice Vell as a 2-pack. That'd be perfect.
No,
just do
yeah, definitely.
do the Marvel kids.
All I'm just hoping is we'll eventually get actual comic guardian, like at least the modern day comic guardians. I find like remake. Like
the last comic Gamora was 2015.
It's like
they've never made her. They never made her white armor she wore for like 5 years.
It's like, come on! It's like the Guardians are hot right now. It's like you need the like not like of course you could do the current stuff, but at least like the last run.
We're done with the movie stuff. There's nothing else they can make from the movies. Like we're done. Like let's just go into the comic stuff because they can't make the High Evolutionary as a figure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. People have seen the movie. I don't want to buy a High Evolutionary figure. I don't think a lot of people would. So there's no reason. I don't think they'll
recreate that. I don't think they'll recreate that scene from the very end as a gimmick.
No, the thing is, I think in general,
he'll be probably a 2-pack.
It's time to do comic.
A 2-pack.
It's time to do comic stuff. I think just like when the Avengers wrapped up, and now we're getting all these comic Avengers. Like we got Comic Yondu, we got Classic Star-Lord. We're getting this 2-pack. We got Ronan. Like it's time. It's time for more. We got to do more comic stuff. Maybe they could do like a last 2-pack for the movie stuff with High Evolutionary and Josh Frisch making me feel all sad because I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I think we're done with the movie Guardians though. I think it's time to make some comic ones. Give me 2017 Star-Lord. He's so good. Speaking of stars, Star Trek might be in trouble. Not to be alarmist.
Time for continual quest of Playmates. What are you doing with Star Trek?
I just dropped my water bottle. So SSJ4 Jason, you bring up a good point. There's only been one Marvel Legends Nightcrawler since Hasbro took over. One.
Yeah, it's so. It's one of the things where it's like I think Hasbro doesn't realize how popular Nightcrawler is.
He's insanely popular. They don't like sculpting his tail or whatever. He's Spider-Man in the new Fall of X event. Make that as a figure, please.
They don't want to throw out the money to make a bendy wire tail.
Yeah,
that's why
they're so dumb. Anyways, Star Trek Prodigy. Originally, when the figures went up for pre-order, Janeway was with them. I got an email over the weekend, as everyone else that ordered this figure did, saying that Playmates has canceled the figure. However, I think what happened is that because Aaron Waltke, who's one of the executive producers and writers on Prodigy, he tweeted when he got the figure, someone asked him, "Oh, when's Rock Talk and Janeway coming?" He said, "Wave 2 will be Rock Talk, Janeway, and the Protostar. And that lines up with the fact we have 3 more toy codes to redeem in the game. But Janeway here was supposed to be part of Wave 1. She was delayed. Now she's just straight up canceled. I'm hoping this is she's canceled and will be resolicited with Rock Talk when Wave 2 is going to come out, and not just straight up canceled, period. I heard a couple other people propose the theory that maybe they're going to just repackage her as a Voyager figure instead, and that's why they canceled this release. Whatever it is, the fact the only thing we had on pre-order and the only other figure we've officially seen being this figure and now it's canceled is really just not great.
I don't think they could really repackage her in Voyager because she has an animated style.
She does, but it's not like they're going for realism with the other figures either. And she's wearing the Voyager comm badge. She's wearing the Voyager comm badge on the figure as opposed to the Protostar one. So I don't think that's going to happen either, but you never know. They could be weird about it, but I think it's more likely that they're going to resolicit her with Rock Talk as Wave 2, and those will come out someday. I don't freaking know anymore. Muteki says, should Playmates embrace 3D face print like Hasbro or just do better face sculpts? The sculpts are fine. It's the print. It's the paint. Absolutely. I think they should, but the problem is doing it at a $15 kids toy figure. It's not budget.
I think that's always the thing is the face sculpts on a lot of figures are actually not too bad. It's just the paint that lets them down.
And what's weird is that some people have been finding new releases of the first wave figures now with updated paint that makes them look more realistic. And Playmates never announced that. I don't know how to tell which is like the old paint versus the new paint, but they are like retweaking the paint for some reason. But I haven't been able to follow up too much on that. It's just been a couple pictures that popped up on like Facebook. There's supposedly more toys coming. There's some leaks. There's some information floating about in circles, but officially the only figure we know about is the one that's now been canceled. And hopefully it's just so that they can resolicit her later. Because if she's straight up canceled and we never see any more figures of this line, I will be sad. Because
we should keep showing that Playmates has no idea what they're doing now.
Yep, they have zero clue. Like, there is no official communication. The only information that people will get from this Playmates Star Trek line is that they email through Playmates press contact, which has not worked for me. I've tried. They don't recognize me as enough of a business, but they recognize other YouTubers that are smaller as businesses, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And
it's not like how long's your retrospective?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to get on the press list for Playmates. So I think because we keep bad mouthing.
I think because we keep bad mouthing them.
I think it's because I keep calling them out on being quiet and not like talk. Like the thing is, I don't mean to badmouth them, but like just do better as a company.
I have a phrase for Playmates.
Yes,
which I think you'll say is perfect. Stand up for yourself, Poindexter.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. if they have a problem be complaining about like legitimate massive flaws in their marketing and release strategy, then guess what? They need to deal with it. You know, either say that or straight up just
talk with us.
Yeah, talk with us.
Like, come on, don't just
stop bullying the other companies making turtle stuff, please.
Yeah, apparently they're reissuing Rat King because there's new reissues out there, and Rat King's on the back of the card, and so maybe that's why they had an issue with Super 7's Rat King.
They throw hissy. That's when they throw hissy fit.
Yeah,
did it better possibly.
Than yeah, and so the thing is, Playmates, they've been around a long time. They should know how to do this. It's ridiculous.
It really does feel like that Playmates is really falling behind the times. Really
they opened an entire website for their Star Trek line and have released currently 12 figures in the last like 2 years.
Yeah, well, as much as we complain about Jack's distribution, like
he said, it's funny.
I like that too. I'm not going to read it out loud, but like I like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
As much as we kind of complain with Jax's like case assortment stuff for Sonic. At least they're actually releasing stuff. Releasing stuff.
There's actual stuff coming out. Meanwhile, Playmates, it's like we don't even get listings. You know, I wish we'd just get random listings that popped up and told us stuff was coming. Instead, there's people get told through emails through Playmates press stuff, and I watch videos on it. I keep up with it. I know there's stuff coming according to what Playmates has said, but like if you can tell people in a press email, can you tell people publicly? You know, like this is where the disconnect is, right? Like, if you can say it in a press email, it's not locked behind NDAs to where you can't say it publicly. Like, why is the website? Because on the website they have just renders of like the Protostar and the Prodigy phaser. Just throw up the other stuff that you've already told people is coming at trade shows and stuff. Like it's not hard to market a toy line in
I think the problem.
2023.
I think
you just got to do it.
I think more of a thing about. I think the biggest problem with Playmates right now is I think they just don't know what the market is for because they don't know their.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, is there because that's the thing. Is there a Star Trek line? Is it aimed for adults? Is it aimed for kids? Like, what is it aimed for?
I have no idea because the thing is,
no idea.
The Prodigy stuff should be aimed at kids, right? And that stuff does, but they're categorically better action figures than the live action toys.
It's like it's not like again with Jax with Jax even though they're definitely a collection of mine for the Sonic figures and the Mario figures, those are they're kids line.
Yeah,
they're kids. That's why you don't get official official announcements or like online.
But even then, they announce everything on Twitter.
Yeah,
like their social media feeds, they'll post pictures of new toys all the time.
Mm-hmm. But those are under kids' toys. That makes sense. Where Star Trek, I think they're collector toys.
Well, here's the thing: if you look at the first wave, right? Wrath of Khan figures in vintage packaging, collectors. TNG figures in vintage packing, collectors. Discovery, a TVMA show, collectors. But yet the figures are made like they're kids' toys.
And when you find them in stores like in Target, they're usually in the collector stuff.
Right, because they don't have enough bandwidth to become part of the main aisle. Because they don't have enough toys to be part of the main aisle. And then Donnie Pearson brings up Strange New Worlds coming back in a month. Yeah, we haven't seen a single toy for Strange New Worlds. And that one's actually like a family friendly show for the most part. Like it's not like Discovery was definitely more mature in its early days. And then Prodigy is the kids show, and yet Prodigy toys missed Christmas twice since the show started. Like they're missing the windows here pretty bad. And yeah, not every episode of Discovery and Picard are TVMA. Some are TV-14. But if you take the whole seasons as a whole, like I wouldn't show season 1 of Discovery to anybody under the age of like 15 because it's intense. The later seasons aren't as bad, but the figures are based on season 1 and season 2. But like and Picard, Picard's a more adult show for subject matter as well.
Boys.
Yeah, like they're in subject matter wise, it's pretty adult. Even if it's not always TVMA. But like Discovery season 1 was really dark. So it's like I wouldn't, I don't think kids would know Discovery. And I think that as toys, they're not good enough to get people on board. And I think the whole retro card thing was a huge mistake. I think they should have just gone and made 6-inch figures for the old shows, like actually gone, try to chase the Marvel Legends crowd. Because they sort of, I felt like they were trying to chase the crowd that bought the line originally, except they made characters we already had. They're in a different scale, and the retro packaging doesn't do anything when you can buy the original toys for half the price on eBay.
Yeah, because what's the thing is, if you're, say, a new fan, if you're just like, oh, I became a Star Trek fan recently, I want to pick up Star Trek figures. I see these ones, I go like, I don't know where to display them with. Like, they don't go with any other figure I have because
and they don't even go with the old figures because they're too tall.
Yeah, so like, who is this line for?
Yeah, and I think that's been a thing since the reveal, and I don't think the figures turned out good enough to be like, oh, collectors will be into it because of really good figures, like how Hia Toys does 4-inch RoboCops. But they're like really good, so you still want to collect them. Like
at least those have those have a collector scale because they're like what GI like those.
They're bigger than GI Joes though. That's the thing. They're kind of their own scale. They're not 3 3/4. They're 4 inches. But like because I have RoboCop too because I bought RoboCane, and it's really but they're really good, so it doesn't matter, And the thing is, I think with Star Trek, is that they don't fit well enough with the old figures, and they don't carve out their own space, their own new space, and it's leading to a confusion of like who are these for, right? do kids care about TNG and Wrath of Khan the way the old fans do?
No, because they're not
Yeah.
because not saying because they're not interested in Star Trek, but like clearly the show that's made for and for them, the Prodigy came out too late. The toys came out too late for them.
Mm-hmm. And I think that, you know, and then, Prodigy Toys came too late, and then, you know, even Lower Decks, like Lower Decks is an adult comedy show, but like you could put out toys of those, and those would sell more to kids because the designs are really friendly. And that's the thing is that I think that's where they should have just made 6-inch figures, because I saw a lot of people in my comments going, why should I buy this new Picard when the old Picard, I have the old Picard, or the old Picard's half the price, you know, and without completing any teams, it's like, it also comes into the, what's the point, you know? The fact that Discovery only has 2 characters, and even with all the sort of leaks and everything that's come up through like trade shows and stuff, there's no other Discovery figures. It's just Burnham and Saru. And that's been a problem that Mego did Burnham and Saru, Funko did Burnham and Saru, and X06 did Burnham and Saru, and Playmates done like the only 2 characters from Discovery that ever get made are those 2. And that's a shame because there's a lot of great characters on Discovery that we just don't get toys of, and that show's wrapping up soon.
Question: can you just tell people can you just tell Star Trek fans to buy the SPD Blue figure?
Like, he was only in one episode though.
Damn it!
So that doesn't work. So that's the thing, is I think that it's just Star Trek has so much it can do, and like X06 meanwhile is putting out like 2 1/6 scale figures a month, and that they have more momentum than Playmates with their small budget figure. Like, they're supposed to be easy to collect because the budget's low, but like they don't hardly make enough of them. You know, the character selection and the variety is what made the original line work. There is no variety, and there is barely any character selection. And they're just taking so long to come out that I'm wondering what's the point, you know. I guess we'll see what happens when the Prodigy toys hit stores, because I hope they sell well. I hope I don't see Gwen and Zero and Dal and Jankum sitting around for months, because it's just, yeah, I'm just worried. I guess this is just me venting mostly, and analyzing.
Speaking of, Wheels has now entered the chat.
Wheels has entered the chat. Perfect. Now we can talk about Sonic.
Wait, that makes no sense.
I've been waiting, so I couldn't talk about Nendoroid Tales without Wheels here.
Why?
There's no reason. This just happened to be a coincidence.
No, you just wanted me to tell people how Nendoroid killed Figma. That's why Figma went up in price, and we don't get Figmas as often.
I guess.
Thought, hey, let's make Nendoroid.
I mean, you're not. Yeah, but he's not wrong.
It's not wrong. I'm buying Nendo Tales. You guys want a video?
Did you get the Nendo Sonic?
I have the Nendo Sonic. I bought the original release.
Like the very original with all the accessories, not
fun
the
story.
budget.
Yeah, I got the original one.
When I logged on to Discord, it was like Happy Birthday, but I read it as Happy Binary, and I was like, wait, Discord has a gender now?
Good for Discord. They installed an AI thing, so why not, right? I think the Nendo Sonic I have has everything the reissue does, but I don't know. I don't remember these things. I have Nendo Sonic. I'm not going to ever buy a second Nendo Sonic. There is now a poll about Nendo Tales. I agree, Spin Dash.
No, actually,
Nendo Sonic is really, really old. Yeah,
he's like from 20. He came out during Generations. That's like,
yeah. The reissue of Nendo Sonic is like
he got rid. It's a budget release because they got rid of a lot of accessories.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of the accessories. Where is my? I lost my OBS screen. Oh no!
Hey Sal, you need a Miguel Funko Pop from Across the Spider-Verse is on sale. Apparently.
How much is it?
Like $11.99.
Okay, I'm gonna look it out for that. I have this Sonic. I have the original release, I think.
Yeah, the original release came with like everything. I think this reissue comes with everything compared to I think it was like the best
one.
of then.
Yeah,
because I think the previous was part of their budget line that came with like only like 2 of the 2 accessories and that.
Anyways, let's look at Tails. He looks adorable. He's got his little flying tails effect. He's got the wrench in the goggles is cool.
That's interesting because that's like a Boom Tails thing. So it's interesting to include that for him because I mean the only thing he's missing is the belt to complete the Boom look, and that's it.
Chaos Emeralds. He comes with a backdrop of his plane, I think.
The tornado.
And then look at the two of them together, where Tails looks like a much better figure than Sonic.
The Sonic
Talk
was
about
so
Tails
weird
supremacy.
the Sonic Nendoroid was always weird because he's like a weird fusion of classic and modern.
Yeah, he
Because
really
like,
is.
because since the Nendoroid is like a chibi style, they tried to give him, since classic
I'm
Sonic's
just gonna
already
end the
kind of a chibi
poll because everybody's voting yes, anyways.
They should have voted no. A waste of
This thing
time.
doesn't come out till
Waste of
May
time.
of next year, so we're making a really early decision.
Exactly, because watch. When it finally comes out, Soundout won't even remember he did this poll. Look at
Exactly.
you guys now.
I'll keep reminding him then.
Yeah, keep reminding me I did a poll on this. But yeah, no, it is funny because Tails is distinctively modern Tails, and Sonic is a weird mix, but in a way they kind of work. I like them.
All right, should we speak crits to all the Gundam news then?
We're gonna talk about my favorite Gundam, Metal Greymon. I hate you, Bandai. I told myself no amplified, right? And then they're like, "Here's Machine Dramon." I'm like, "Okay, 1 amplified." And they're like, "Here's Shine Greymon." I'm like, "Okay, 2." And now here they're like, here they're like Metal Greymon. I'm like, "All right, fine, 3."
Yeah, the Amplify style works with Metal Greymon.
Anything that's a
because
cyborg of any kind is gonna work in this, and I think I need to accept that.
I think especially for me, I like it more because I was never a big Metal Greymon fan because I'm a Rise Greymon fan.
Yeah,
But like giving him the Amplify stylization and like emphasize the mecha parts, I think I like it a lot more because I think for me, I think the reason why I never liked Metal Greymon is because it just literally looks like Greymon wearing like a metal harness and that's it.
that's exactly why I like Metal Greymon.
I think it's more like as a kid, I really love Andromon because how like a freaky cyborg like mutant he is. So
oh god, what if this accidentally includes Ultras mode parts?
That'd be actually
What if
really
he just
cool.
comes with an alternate arm that's just a giant cannon?
I Amplify, since Amplify love to do stuff like that, then maybe I hope. I mean, it'll save them money to do another release.
Oh, Spin Dash said what I was thinking. Nendoroid Knuckles must come with his hat. Yes,
he must.
I agree. If he doesn't come with one, I'm gonna be pissed.
We get the riots.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this guy looks great. I like him a lot. I hate that Amplified's got me a third time now. Anybody else got thoughts on this?
I really like the tail, like the segmented tail. I hope the wings are translucent. I think the wings
probably will
cool,
be. That would make
translucent.
sense.
I hope.
Crap to me.
Good. I like the contrarian answer.
I forget.
But it's true though. Without the color, you can't really like distinguish which part.
I mean, I can distinguish it without color because I know the Metal Greymon design is like. Obviously, we're gonna get a color shot later. But...
Wheels.
I'm assuming the tail's gonna be like full metal in this one though, because of how they segmented the tail.
Yeah. Because I mean, also Wheels. It doesn't anything look kind of crap when it's just plain white prototype version.
Exactly.
Here's your color scale, everybody. It's my Shoto.
I forget. Is Machine Dramon the same size as Metal Greymon, or is Machine Dramon much bigger?
Wheels.
Machine Dramon has always been bigger than Metal Greymon.
Okay.
In lore.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where like I somehow can at least estimate and guesstimate a Digimon scale. Usually Digimon World and original Digimon.
Because Machine Dramon
most megas
the final boss.
Supposed to be like, like most big megas are are supposed to be like huge. Like Machine Dramon is I think supposed to be like larger than Zudomon, and Zudomon's one of the biggest ultimates in original Adventure.
Unless you're War Greymon, where they can never be consistent with size.
War Greymon is one of those enigmas because like a lot of megas either have you're really really huge, you're like
or you're human size,
or you're no taller than the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like
like modern day Hulk, where he's like the size of a one-story house. You know?
Yeah, like War Greymon. Like I think back in Adventure was like at least around human adult size, and 2020 like both in Digimon our War Greymon and Digimon 2020, he's ties on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because in
real quick, Talbitten asked our thoughts about the Ultraman anime. We talked about it a bit at the beginning of the show, so check the stream archive when it's done. You can roll back. to it, and we touched on it briefly earlier in the show. Anyways, continue, Wheels.
I'm just saying, Digimon sizes are just an enigma, man.
Yep.
Like I think the producers themselves don't know.
They didn't have a scale chart until
which
02.
Yeah.
I just think
They
of
they don't really know what they want. I don't
I
think
just
they know
think-
what they want. I think
I
they
just
play
think-
by the rules of let's do what we want.
I just think of like Omimon, like in like our war game, he could be this giant where you have Tie Man on his shoulder. Then you have like Cyber Sleuth where he's just like sitting at the
Yep.
kitchen diner
Cafe.
table. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Psycho, I was finished Tamers already. Jeez. I
Honestly,
finished.
I mean,
I finished rewatching Tamers in Japanese, and I'm halfway done with Frontier in the time since you started Tamers. Good lord.
I mean, speaking of Digimon scale, there will never be a scale accurate make a Gargomon.
No, even though I want it, I want a giant
I do
scale
prefer-
accurate Mega Gargomon.
I do prefer though, like certain Digimon always being at a certain height. Like I like Digimon like that. If they're humanoid, I like them to being no taller than like an average basketball player.
Mhm.
Like, I
Digimon
think,
and
you know, like, the
Angemon being,
ain't-
like
the-
7 feet tall. It's
Yeah,
completely
like-
fine.
the angels are usually just human size, like just tall
Yeah.
humans. Pretty much is always been consistent.
Like that,
It's-
you know, and I like all the dinosaurs being huge. You know.
I mean, speaking of a lot of tough with scale, like I mean, there's Ultraman scaling, where it's like nonsense.
Oh
seen
god,
that
that's a
part?
whole.
I I hate Ultraman.
We're not going to
Yeah,
talk
I
about
see-
Ultraman. We're not going to talk about Ultraman scaling because that'll derail us even further.
It's over. It's over.
All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming you can see
We're
those
going to talk about the
photos floating
scope
around
dog now.
Twitter.
Let's talk about scale and how we're getting a high grade that's not 1 to 144 scale.
What?
We're getting a high grade that isn't 1 to 144 scale. It is
Huh.
the scope dog from Votoms. Anybody that doesn't know, Votoms is my favorite non-Gundam mecha anime. I adore this show. I hate most of its spin-offs, so you know I'm one of those people. Every Votom spin-off is worse than the previous. It's because the original show is so good that like nothing can ever live up to it. But we're finally getting a new modern model kit from Bandai of the Scope Dog because they keep reissuing the old 120th kit over and over and over again. But now we're getting a high grade, and he's beautiful, and I love him. And they're like, look at all these part options and paint options. I'm like, that's cool. They're like, look at the exploded view, and it's like 2750 yen. It comes out in October. I'm like, hell yeah! And then I saw this picture, and I was like, ooh, it's got a cockpit that opens, and you have a Kiriko Kuve figure in it. And then they're like, yeah, that's P Bandai, and I was like, damn it, okay.
So that version P Bandai,
No,
like the base kit.
just the torso that opens up for the cockpit is P Bandai.
Okay.
There's one part set that Muteki T asked, can it beat a Gundam? If Kiriko Kuve is piloting it, yes. If anybody else, no. They're too small. These are not large mechs. As you can see in the actual image there, the red part, which is the pilots take up most of the chest and the head, like cockpit-wise.
So,
ATs are not that
it's-
big.
Even though it's not 1/44 scale, would it still be scale accurate if you put next to your Gundams or no?
It won't. Not even close. Because a 1 to 144 scale person in Gundam is this size, and this Kiriko figure's at least this big. So, it's that.
Okay, I haven't seen Voltoms. Are the Scope Dogs like human, like quote unquote human sized battlesuit mechs?
They're closer to human-sized battlesuit mechs, but essentially, if you look on the stream, you can... Let me see if I can make this bigger. You can see the pilot it takes up most of the torso. Like the cockpit is most of the torso, which is different from Gundam, where it's like only a little part of the torso. And like basically the pilot's looking through the head of the AT from this perspective. But yeah, so there's one P Bandai set that comes with 4 hands, an alternate torso, and a sitting Kiriko figure, plus a couple ground effects. And then there's another P Bandai set that comes with a walking Kiriko figure based on the opening, and then 3 extra weapons to go to make different configurations from throughout the series. And I kind of just asked the question, why is there not a bundle where I can get all of this at once?
Because they're dumb.
Exactly. Also, I don't know why these are 2 separate sets. Like, I guess some people would want just the weapons, or some people would want just the opening cockpit option. But... because the opening cockpit has less
there should be a deluxe
articulation.
option.
Why is this not one set, right?
Exactly. Why if this is if this is gonna be like a different type of scale, just do one set and make it like the amplified or realized Ryujin Maru, which is a master grade.
Yeah, like that's the thing is I think that it's maybe like keeping the base scope dog being retail and being affordable is good, but I also do wonder why there isn't just another option where you can get all three things in one bundle. Because I want it all. I don't want just part of it. I'm the kind of fan that wants it all.
They're wasting the consumer's time. I think they're wasting the consumer's time.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Most Votams people are starved because like they hate the Kotobukiya kits. They hate all the other kits.
They're tired of the Bandai kits from 1999 getting reissued all the time.
And like you finally get your perfect set that they could have just put out, get like $80 or whatever.
Yep.
And then
they split it up as one retail and 2P Bandai.
They took today's standards and we're like, no. This will work.
Yep.
Watch this flop and we'll never get any more Votams or any other the Mecha series again.
And that's the problem is I'm so excited for this because this looks beautiful. It looks like everything I ever wanted. But, Bandai being Bandai, I kind of already think it might be dead. That being said, I'm still buying it. Hopefully they offer the part sets on P Bandai US, or they pull a Goldie Mark and it's just retail here for some reason. Because I don't know how to import P Bandai Gunpla otherwise. So... Anybody know places to buy P Bandai Gunpla stuff because I might need it for getting my Votom sets. So
I know some Gundam stores.
I'm hoping. Yeah, if the part sets don't get US release, hopefully Big Bad just puts them up. I'll just pay extra and get it done with. I don't want to waste time. Bai's a good option. Muteki T put out Bai. So anyways, in my continued selective, I'm not showing everything from Shizuoka Hobisho, just what I want to talk about. I wasn't going to buy the master grade SD Freedom or whatever they put out, but then they had to go and make a Barbatos.
Is that Iron Blood bias you have?
I don't know. Do I have Iron Blood bias, guys? It's not like I have a Tekkadan flag hanging up above my window.
Yeah, don't you still wear that Iron Blood?
Yeah, I still got my Iron Blood jacket. I love Iron Blooded Orphans. I love the Barbatos. They can trap me into buying all kinds of things. I wasn't even a Master Grade collector until the Master Grade Barbatos came out, and look what happened to me now. Now I buy Master Grades all the time. So it's funny, though, that this is the second Master Grade Barbatos, and it's the second new Gundam frame for the Iron Blooded Orphans, and they've still only made the Barbatos. They made a Master Grade Gundam frame for Iron Blood, just haven't used it for anything else, and now we got the SD version of that. And I'm probably gonna pick it up though, because I'm kind of curious to see how a Master Grade SD runs, and I might as well get a Barbs. Gotta love the Barbs. I do kind of wish it was the Lupus, but
I'm so annoyed that I'm just personally annoyed that the Master Grade SDs are just good, or not even like actual like celebrating SD brand. They're just like, here's a Master Grade of these already existing kits, just like slightly chibified. Like they're not even like true SDs.
Well, they're video game SDs.
Yeah, and that's always what annoys me with Master Grade SD, because when I hear Master Grade SD, it's like, oh boy, like Night Gundam Master Grade. Just imagine how that would be. Nope. And like
we're doing the video game ones.
It's one of the things where in my head, I think this for me was one of those like, why would I buy this if I could just get the regular like Master Grade for side proportion kind of thing?
Which is why I didn't buy the first one. I'm gonna just buy freaking Barbatos because it's Barbatos.
Yeah.
I will say too that it does suck that these keep taking Master Grade slots because we haven't had a retail Master Grade in forever.
Wait, really? Oh, actually, you're right. So
the last one is the Verka Zeta, but like actual normal Master Grade, it's been like a long. God, how long? Virtue?
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
I think it was
the last
Master Grade. We're gonna go to the Gunpla wiki, guys. There's been a lot of let's just go check a wiki. Why am I trying to remember things?
They do a lot more metal builds these days. I noticed. Than
let's see. Master Grade.
For example, there's no Master Grade Ariel. There's only
the last regular Master Grade was the Rickdom 1.5 in March of 2022.
Oh
wow!
You
know what the weird thing is, man?
Because we had the Verka Zeta this year, but the last retail Master Grade was the Rickdom in March of 2022. Yeah. What is the weird thing, Will?
I love that we finally come to an era where Master Grade is essentially a dead line, because they screwed up the blinds so bad that we rarely get any actual high grades or real grades as much as we used to. What's the biggest problem?
Gunpla's in a bad spot right now because outside of Witch from Mercury, we don't have hardly any high grades. Outside of Verkaz and SDs, we don't have any master grades. Real grades are like becoming a dominant line now, but then they're also doing things like Yao Gaigar, so they're not, Gundam focused as much. It's a weird time. It's a really weird time.
Because I've always had a thing where I don't really like master grades because where are you gonna put all these kits that are too damn big?
I'm a 144 scale guy collector, because that's just
I used to be only 1/144 scale, and then I just stopped having things I wanted in one. Like they just stopped making things I wanted, so I was like, well, maybe I'll get master grades for like the 00 kits and stuff. And so now I have a selection of master grades, and they're more fun to build because they last longer, which is also why I have a huge backlog, because I have all these really complicated kits, and I like the more complicated stuff because I'm so underserved as a Gundam collector that I'd rather have stuff that takes me longer to build.
I think that's why I enjoy getting more like the Figure-Eye standards or like the other non-Gundam kits, because I got the...
You guys notice the first Gundam thing I mentioned was Master Grade SD Barbatos.
Yeah, like
the rest of this was look at the Figure-Eyes, look at the Scope Dog.
Yeah, because I just enjoy building Figure-Eyes. I just literally just finished building Figure-Eye Standard Anime Taro.
I think Figure-Eyes is probably like the best Bandai model kit line, if I'm being honest.
No, it's no. Every Figure-Eyes king, some I'm not too big fan. None of them are like misses for me.
Yeah.
It was until I built the Ariel. I think the Ariel was a fantastic kit. Like that was the Ariel kit was the one gonna take me go like, oh yeah, I do like building Gunpla kits, and I think that's because the Ariel kit is such a great kit. No, that's like I'm not sure like the other Witch of Mercury kits are like that, but maybe kind of want to go.
I have not touched any Witch from Mercury yet.
Ariel maybe really kind of make me want to actually go watch Witch of Mercury in terms of like I need to go actually sit down and like watch it.
Oh, you can experience the trauma alongside us.
I know, welcome back, Kaus. It's one of these where like I like myself.
Kaus's Witch from Mercury trauma popped up.
It's one of these where it's like I like what I saw Witch Mercury, but I did like one of those things where it's like I had to be like I had to go watch it.
At this point, you should just wait for it to be done so you can just watch it without having to sit there every week going. What?
Yeah, I know that because I know the dub. The dub has now caught up to season 1 now and season 2, so that's.
Did they finally finish the dub? Because I kept seeing they only did 11 out of 12 episodes.
No, they finished the first season.
Okay.
Now they're on to season 2 now for the dub. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go watch that soon. But yeah, no, it's like
we do need a 2.0 XC that can stand. Mine keeps falling over.
It's so weird with Bandai Hobby, like Bandai Spirits, or because they're doing in terms of financially they're the best they are, but it's like really also like at least the Gundam side I feel like it's kind of weird right now because
I think it's serving new fans really well because of like stuff like Witch from Mercury being like a big focus in the line. But for us old fogies who have been like doing this for a long time, we're kind of just like, where's our Dragon Gundam? Like I feel like an old man shouting at the clouds going, finish Wing. 00 season 2 master grades. Like it doesn't seem like that'd be that hard, right? But I'm like, I guess they're just like, nah, we're not that interested in doing that. Because like every time I see a Zaku recolor, I'm like, why is that not, X, Y, or Z other kit that could just be a recolor? Why do we not have a Leopard? Why do we not have this? Why do you keep making so many clear kits? Why do you keep making so many Zaku repaints? Like that's pretty much.
Why do so many Gundam base exclusives?
See you later, Josh Fresh. Thanks for tuning in. It's like every time I see something I don't want, I ask, why is that not something I want? Because I don't comprehend like these Zaku variants that keep pumping out all the time.
Level Hello Kitty variants.
They don't do those anymore.
What I do?
What would you do, Jerry?
I'd sell regular Zaku kits with Gundam markers.
Genius.
Paint them yourself.
Well,
exactly. They should just make white Gundam. They should make white Zakus with Gundam markers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called I think they're called the Zaku 2 from Stardust Memory.
You know what they really need? No, you know what they really need to
The
do?
Shin Matsunaga versions.
Yeah. What do they really need to
But
do?
they need to just make an entry grade Zaku for like $10, perfect army builder right
Yes.
there.
And make a
I am
clean
so
version. Like, because they made a painting version of the entry grade Gundam, and it was great.
I
Exactly.
am so surprised they haven't done a entry grade Zaku. Like they know people love the army build Zaku's. Just make it like affordable, like $8 kid Zaku.
Yep.
There you go. Like you won't even care.
You
You
want
won't even care.
You can paint it.
Yeah.
You won't even care if they break because there's $8 Zaku kits. Hell, you can even make it customized where it's like battle damage Zaku from battle. It's like that's a genius idea. They just don't decide not to do it.
Adding into all this discussion, entry grades, lack of interest. Muteki T says, "Will the Build Fighters kits bring new life in the franchise?" Let's talk about the Build Fighters kits. So for the build,
I was gonna say I had an idea for how to fix Gunpla right now.
Is it short? Because I was going to go run through these kits and then we could talk more.
It's pretty short. It's just
all right. Go for it.
Change the scale of 144 to a slightly better scale. Where
they're not. I don't think they're gonna do because there's.
I'm saying like if you change the scale a bit, you can then nix having master grade.
What you're saying is put a scale between the two so that you don't have to have two drastically different.
You don't need to have two different lines, and you can still have like the real grade inner frames. Restart the whole brand.
They're not gonna
one unified scale.
They're not gonna
the only problem with that is they can't reissue old kits in new clear plastic.
They can make a new line. They can make a new line.
They should do a new line. I think they should do a new line because I think if you're really welcoming to new people.
I think making a
rebrand. You need to make them slightly bigger, but also make master grade slightly. Just make one line that will actually make people feel like they benefited from the purchase rather than having go, oh man, I like this, but all the expansion packs came out for the high grade, or all this version came out for the master grade. So you can't.
Yeah.
Then boom, you're done.
Yeah, because
you need to have a unified line.
Yeah, make a new line, but don't rebrand high grade because the one
that'll
piss off too many people.
The way that like high grade used to be a 1 to 100 line that turned into a 1 to 144th line, that could be a transition point. Like they should try something new, like a new line, and make it like main character Gundams because those sell the best anyways. And it would be nice to get like newer versions of some of them and just kind of try that. And if it goes well, just start merging the two lines into that one.
You want to
start Gagar's real grade, but he's not full 144. He's just real grade.
Yeah, but that's how the Ava kits were too.
Yeah, like he's I have him right here on my desk. He scales fine next to like the 144 Gundam, but like I don't think he's a perfect scale because I'm not sure. Like I know
he's a little small. He's a little small.
Like I said earlier,
but it's fine.
Ryujimaru, he's a high grade, but he's actually like 1 to 100 scale.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryujimaru, yeah.
So speaking of that. There is a new Gundam build anime. It's a 3-episode OVA. It's going to be on YouTube everywhere else. It's going to be in the Gundam metaverse in Japan, which is just... Look, I'm glad I'm not in Japan. I don't have to deal with all that. But let's talk about the new kits. There is... I don't remember the name of this one. I think it's called the Raw Gundam.
Sun. It's like Raw, yeah. It's pure Sun Gundam.
Sun Gundam. It's an entry grade RX-72 done up as a custom for the main character. I think it looks cool. I'll probably pick it up because it's an entry grade. And for anyone going, why isn't it the high grade? Shut up. The entry grade's a better kit. I don't make the rules. I just spit the facts.
The high grade kit for RX is old.
It's like old and it doesn't work. The proportions suck. I prefer the entry grade. This is excellent.
Just too bad mine is some reason ball joint snap in the hip.
Yeah, see, but it's like a $10 kit. You could get a new one. Anyways, I think it looks cool. I like the Beam Naginata. The next one is. Let me pull up the name here. This is the Build Strike Exceed Galaxy. It is based off of the Strike entry grade as well. These he says, yeah, these will probably be at Targets, because they're
entry grades.
Yeah. Yeah, Muteki brings a good point. The crotch piece is not a sticker on that. Yeah, because the entry grade's better. Exactly.
I forgot it was a sticker on the high grade.
Yep. Build Strike Exceed Galaxy. This is where you'll start to see that I think they're bringing back the main 4 protagonists from the Build Fighters and Build Diver shows.
Because we got Sei's mech right here.
Yeah, this is like a new Build Strike for Sei. It looks really cool. Once again, entry grade. Then we have, what is this? The Shin Burning Gundam.
Yeah, Shin Burning Gundam, which is just Kiwami Gundam with new symbols and Master Gundam's like
wings. I love this. I love the beam shield thing. one of the weird things about these is the clear plastic on this and others apparently react to bioluminescence within the Gundam metaverse, whatever the hell that means. I don't know if that's like when you, because apparently you can scan Gunpla into the Gundam metaverse or whatever, but there is some kind of gimmick with the clear plastic.
Okay, so it's just GBN.
It is just GBN, yes.
Like
Yeah, and then next up we have the SD Gundam Cross Silhouette F91 Kai, which is
IMA 2.0 pretty much.
It is funny because it's the F91, but they put a dash between the 9 and the 1, so it's Kono Ichi. It's F Kono Ichi, Ninja Girl.
I'm surprised we don't have, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna have a real mode like IMA's.
It's a cross silhouette, so it doesn't. No,
it will, because IMA's RX Zero with the cross silhouette also.
Right, but the thing is that this one's just advertised as a cross silhouette, as opposed to having a real type mode. And I don't see any parts for a real type mode, and it doesn't belong to Ayame because on the positioning of the poster, it seems like it goes with the masked girl. So
it's clearly supposed to be Ayame's like assessor pretty much.
Yeah, it is. It's just I don't think it has a real type mode because of the nature of there's nothing here to do.
Well,
real
remember,
type.
RX Zero Maru's real mode stuff came from the Bird partner,
right?
The Bird partner. So
and because it's only a 3-episode show, I don't think there's a surprise real mode to this because it's only 3 episodes. That's just my thought. Also, it's only 1,980 yen.
Yeah, because I think IMA was like around 30.
Yeah, she was like priced like a normal high grade. We've got the 00 Diver Arc, which is clearly the 00 Diver from Dill Divers.
Riku's mech, yeah.
So we got a new Riku mech. Once again, clear plastic, looking very Quanta-y, which I dig. Looking very agey too, with it's got age like shoulders.
Yeah, you're right. That's very
really aged torso.
Yeah. And then the one that I'm the most excited for is the brand new Core Gundam, the Plutine Gundam. Oh my god, I was so excited when this got announced.
More Core Gundams.
We finally got our Pluto Gundam, the 9th planet's armor. It's great because it is also based on a Core Gundam 2, so it matches the whole the build system and continuity. And then the actual Plutine armor is Ecopla. So it's all recycled materials, which is why it's only black and white. But it looks cool.
In terms of future ones...
I want this one the most.
In terms of future ones, because on the website they have a coming soon. So there's clearly going to be a new
coming soon.
There's clearly a new Super Fumiya, which actually would just be a brand new thing because it's going to be probably based on the Figure Eye Standard Fumiya model. Which I'm surprised they haven't remade the original Super Fumiya, honestly, with the much better Figure Eye Standard. Is the one in the middle? What's that one based on?
The one in the middle looks like it's a normal Gundam wearing like Psycho Gundam arms, or it's the see you later, Kamen Jojo. Or it's like the 00. There was a 00 Gaiden mech that had giant arms.
Because the red one's clearly
Iron-Blooded Orphans. That's what I meant to say. There was an Iron-Blooded Orphans one with the giant arms, and then this Barbatos looking dude is an Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam frame for sure. But these are also getting kits. I don't know how big that one in the back will be, but we'll see how it goes.
Have they ever re-released the original Psycho Gundam? Have they ever re-released the original Psycho Gundam high grade?
Yeah, they've re-released it a few times. They've just never done the Psycho Mark II. For some reason, they've never done the Psycho Mark II. They did the Psycho Jim from Jim's Counterattack, but never the Psycho Mark II. Talking about me being old man yelling at a sky, where's my Psycho Mark II? But that's just kind of where we're at. But anyways, for a lot of these kits, I'll probably end up picking up a bunch of them, if not all of them, because I think they all look pretty cool. And I like the idea of like the upgraded to the main characters. But I'm buying Plutine Gundam the day one because, oh my god. A new Core Gundam.
Build. It's my favorite part of the Gundam franchise, so I'm probably gonna pick them all up.
Yeah.
Probably.
They're coming out between October and December too, so they spaced them out. I think like 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December.
Yeah. That's how they. And they're not all badly priced. They're all like the entries are like 10, and the rest are like 20s. They're not bad at all.
They'll probably pop up at Target since the Gundam Breaker Batlog ones showed up at Target. And Target's selling like the Gundam Aerial, so they're starting to get more recent kits too. So Kind of tempted by Target or by the Ariel on the Target website. 'Cause she's only like $15.99.
Yeah,
I think.
it was only 15. Yeah,
$15.99 is like not that much for a kit. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm trying to wrap us up a little bit because we are a little over time. But any other final Gunpla thoughts for anybody? Because I think I'm excited for these kits. It's like Gundam stuff to get me excited, not just Bandai model kit stuff in general. Is always good. But yeah. Let's see.
Burn Gunpla down to the ground. Woo!
I'm a build series like super fan, so these are definitely like super excited. Got me super excited.
I'm definitely. I mean, obviously the Platoon Gundam's like the top of the line, but I'm excited for the new Burning. See you later, Donnie Pearson.
Burning.
Commodore 64 asked a really good question. It's not Gundam related.
Yep, he did. And you know what? I have a simple answer for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Because Toei.
Have you got
Just
tickets?
Toei. It's all Dick's fault.
Did you get Did your Dieters got rid of Saint Seiya over your Dieters wheels?
Don't have any theaters nearby. Like the further,
one
like
near
dude,
me
Shin
said
Kamen
they were
Rider
showing
is
it.
like
I
an
don't know.
entire hour plus away. This is all the other theaters that used to share Fandango events. So Saint Seiya's effed.
Yeah. Because the thing is that like Saint Seiya was a wide release that got canceled down to a limited release because of Sony canceling screenings. I think that much like with a lot of things, Saint Seiya will never be a big franchise in America, and Toei needs to stop thinking it will be because they keep setting
Funny
it up for
part,
failure.
every time it's
Doesn't
about to
help
be a
that they don't try.
yes, exactly. Because every time it's about to be a big thing in America, they screw it up.
They
For
either
example,
screw it up or they want it to be a big thing in America, and it never will be.
They tried.
Here's what happens. Here's what happens. They would start distributing Myth Claws here in North America, and then they would just stop. And Myth Claws were actually one of the most selling things at anime conventions when Bluefin would go to them. Myth Claws were selling like hotcakes. People were so starved having issues because Ami and other websites were told stop putting them up for pre-order for international purchase. Like people were starved of content. So when Bluefin was bringing them over, it was doing good. Problem was they weren't bringing the shows over as quick enough. They weren't simulcasting the shows outside of Omega. So essentially, what ended up happening was, Seiya goes into remission. They market it, and then it goes into remission.
I always feel like the problem is that Toei wants to keep making Dragon Ball numbers in the US for Saint Seiya, which that's impossible.
And they also want Sailor Moon numbers.
And like the problem is like Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon have those fan base because of the Toonami and Cartoon Network and Kids WB. So they have that long lasting where Saint Seiya. What channel did Knights of Zodiac aired on? Was that
Network.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
It just
wasn't
that
on
just,
Toonami.
Yeah, and
Both.
so it didn't get the
Came
same audience.
And it came out after it's a ripoff, technically.
Well,
now here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part
because
about
Ronin Warriors was made to be a rival to.
But yeah, because the whole
Saint
armor
Seiya, and technically sort of failed in Japan. Like it's a like
took a footnote over there.
Yeah.
Failed in the sense of not being as big.
Super Shaddix Boom, the Saint Seiya movie came out last Friday. And yeah, they didn't market it, and a bunch of places canceled screenings. Adding to this, the Toei financials recently, their top 5 franchises globally is Dragon Ball, One Piece, Digimon, Slam Dunk, Saint Seiya. That's on the global scale. Digimon jumped up to number 3 from like number 9 last year. It's crazy. So guys know Digimon's doing good.
That's nuts. Saint Seiya would have succeeded if we got the ADV dub and not the Deke dub. Whoever negotiated that deal that we had to have a Deke dub, Saint Seiya.
When did the Knights of Zodiac dub come out?
Out during the.
When was that?
Was that 2000s? Because
it was 2000s.
Armada and He-Man was on, and so it came out late.
Yeah,
came out during the block that wasn't Toonami.
Was that like Deke's? Like, wasn't Deke on his last legs during that time?
Yep.
It's like one of the last shows they ever made.
So it's so weird that they did Deke because at that point Deke was not doing very well at that point.
To answer a couple quick questions.
Sailor Moon.
To answer a couple quick questions in the chat, Mateki T asks, anything on Disney Plus removing content? They clarified that Disney Plus is going to be removing stuff as part of their Hulu merger, but it's not going to be anything like their main branded stuff. Like everything,
It's not. It's
if
not.
it's
It's not
if it has
HBO
a
Max.
if it has a tile on Disney Plus, it's going to be fine. They're not writing anything off for tax write-offs. They're just going to take some different shows and sell them to other networks. Like if you expect that National Treasure Disney Plus show that nobody watched to like show up on ABC or something.
But ain't like the card like Disney cards. Ain't the
Yeah.
cartoons like that's their.
They also talked about monetizing older content. So imagine Disney Vault stuff comes back. Maybe they're going to be like, you can watch Sleeping Beauty until July 31st, and then it's gone for a year or whatever. You know, they might start doing that again.
It's not good. It's not like HBO Max.
It's not like HBO Max. They're not dumping stuff in the trash and getting tax breaks for it. And they hopefully will also advertise when stuff is leaving. Super Shags Boom asks, what do you all think of the Gundam Universe line? I like it. I just don't collect it as consistently anymore because I have money.
Yeah, I would like to get. I should get one. I should probably get one at least. I should probably get.
I got the Sazabi on clearance at Target for like $20. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, they're just high quality figures, just like this.
Yeah.
I just
some of the proportions are weird on some of them, but they've gotten much better.
They're very super robot proportions. I notice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And
Ooh, am I still here?
Yeah, are you still here?
Oh.
Should we do any last questions before we sign off?
Yeah, why not?
Gundam Legacy Extreme said 2003, 2004 for Saint Seiya.
Try a lightning round.
Armada was on.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, go ahead if you want final lightning round chat. Questions. I will take questions for the next 3 minutes, and every time we don't have a question, I'll just start plugging somebody's work. So,
good.
First of all, Wheels, where can people find you?
YouTube and Twitter. At Wheelchair21.
There you go. Ryan, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Dark Horse 343 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art commissions like the ones you see on this very channel. If you want one, feel free to DM me on Twitter.
Fighter Coust, you're doing a stream tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I stream tomorrow. Twitch.tv/FighterCoust.
If you want to hear sounds, bad stories that you can't tell here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you want to hear the stuff you can't hear on my streams because of YouTube rules, then go check out, where the heck is it? Twitch.tv/FighterCoust.
FighterCoust is spelled FIGHTERXAOS.
Yep.
I technically also do art commissions, but I don't talk about it much because sometimes people they want my OCs, and I'm like, could you at least research them first or ask me about them?
Yeah. Mutaki T asks, anyone got Studio Series?
You should ask other artists. Is that a problem with them too?
A lot of them it is. Some of them it's not. Some of them it is.
Mutaki T asks, anyone got Studio Series Rise of the Beast Scourge? No, I don't think any of us have it. I'm probably not going to get it.
I think the problem is that while it's a really good figure, I don't want to pay the price for it because
I can't. I'm running out of money for things.
Yeah, that's
you're gonna go to a third party, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, third party.
I want it, but I can't find it.
We have to. We will do it.
SSJ4 Jason asks, do you guys see that Discotek released Sonic X Japanese stuff? I have it. It's amazing. It's incredible. Like having that whole show on 2 discs.
I'm so glad Discotek actually puts effort.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, before sign off, what's the video schedule play for this week's Soundout?
You're getting a Sonic video, and you're getting a Superman video. Not just any Superman video.
Is it about the Fleischer Blue? Is it about the Fleischer Blu-ray?
No, it's not about the Fleischer Blu-ray drama.
Funny.
It's
funny because people keep showing screenshots and it looks normal versus the one guy who said it's crap.
Yeah, I don't think the transfer's perfect. I think it's actually pretty washed out. But compared to what we had,
it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
It's not horrible. It's not great. Like they could have done better with it, I think. But it's not like the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever, though, is the fact that Superman 4K includes those shorts in their original SD presentations. And we'll talk about that. So, yeah, this week we'll discuss. We got Sonic, and then Friday I'll be reviewing the Superman 4K box set for the movies. and I'll touch on all that stuff, because the thing is that it's great that we got the movies on 4K, except there's a lot of detractors that make the overall experience not feel great. So it's going to be one of those weird, like, bittersweet videos. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. But those will be coming this week. Next week, there'll be stuff. And the week after, there'll be more stuff. So that's it for now. You can find me at the links below, all along the bottom there. And we'll be back next week for more live stream goodness. So see you guys.